Sorry, Toth. I'm starting to think it's me.
Is this where the damn drumming and the music kicks in?
Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Hello and welcome back to the program. Welcome to OTP on the Pipe podcast. I'm your host, as always, Tyler Shepardson, and today is Tuesday, February the 17th, 2026, years after zero. You're joining us just in time for this week's episode of OTP Tuesday, the week after the opening round of GNCC. Now, all of the races, all the series, all the national premier series are underway. I guess J-Day's racing a week from today, next Tuesday, down in Florida. But you know what I mean. Sprint Enduro's going. National Enduro is going. I can't hear anything in my headphones. Can you?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So apparently that's working. If you can't hear us on the YouTubes, let us know. Something seems weird. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to adapt. We're going to overcome, because that's what people had to do in the mud and the rain this past weekend. We were out there on our YZ250FX, because what else would we be on? We were presented by Yamaha, the good fine folks over there. Yamaha actually had a big Blue Crew event down at Big Buck this last weekend. So it was cool seeing some of those Yamaha folks getting out and about, talking with them. Also, I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but I may or may not have been approached to race a 4x4 Grizzly Yamaha at a GNCC coming up. So that'll be interesting. That'll be fun. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, Yamaha, supporters of the program. They've been partners with us now for a couple years, so we really appreciate them, everything that they do for OTP, and not only OTP, but what they do for the sport. You see Yamaha with the presence at all these different race series, the Yamaha Enduro Cam at National Enduro, the Yamaha Drone at GNCCs. They got the Blue Crew set up out there. They do the Blue Crew invitationals, the race events, the press events. We're going to be doing some stuff with Yamaha down in Daytona the week of the Florida GNCC. So super pumped to be aboard with them and on their program, and super pumped that they help us out. Big Tom lets us know the YouTube is good. Big Tom will be making his way over to the program here in a matter of moments, but joining us now in studio, Big Rig Craig showed up early, and we still got the show started a little bit late, but I think we got it all dialed in. Craig, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I think you getting hollered at us whenever we're a little bit late. I was here early today, and it started a few minutes after 7, so.
I don't holler.
Oh, you get fired up. This morning, I pull in, walk up the stairs, and he's sitting there thinking I'm sick. This guy over here. And it's 7:15, and glad we're finally here with you. But, yeah, nice wet weekend down in South Carolina, just like last year. Had my jet ski out there, pit riding a little bit, and it's a good weekend.
Yeah, saw you and the boys and the lady out there in the mud of Big Buck up to our knees over there by the 2-mile marker. What was your takeaway as a spectator?
If I was going to race, I'm glad my Yamaha's got the air box straight up in the air, because hopefully I wouldn't suck any water. It was kind of a shit show. I mean, I didn't really walk around during the 8 a.m., but I think dirt bikes should race on Saturday, so I'm going to go ahead and say it again. We would have had a great day, nice dry, no worries. Other than that, the track held up a little bit different than last year. Last year, I wasn't out there, just so someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but last year there were so many sinkholes, so many bikes kind of sitting like Titanic out in the woods, and I seen more of a harder base this year. but a lot of water, like standing water.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And a muddy big buck. We get another one because, in the south down here in the clay in February, usually get a good bit of rain. So it seems like we get a lot of muddy big bucks. But you think and you see a muddy big buck is going to be the same as every other muddy big buck. That's not the case because, like you mentioned, it did seem a little bit different this weekend. This past weekend, it was dry. I mean, there was a drought. Going into the week, there was actually a burn ban, which also T's and P's to the Bolton family, Jared Bolton and Kayla Bolton. Their camper caught on fire 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. They woke up to the whole front half of their camper engulfed in flames, and the whole GNCC crew, they brought the water truck over, hooked up a hose to it. They got the fire put out. Thankfully, Kayla, Jared, and their precious dog Loretta is okay.
Yeah, good deal.
But they lost a lot of stuff in that fire. So that was an absolute bummer to hear. T's and P's to Jared Bolton and Kayla Bolton before we get past that subject. But to the point, drought coming into it, and then all of a sudden rain comes overnight Saturday night, all through the day on Sunday. So it's not like it had time to soak in and gather. So there was a lot of runoff, a lot of puddles, a lot of top layer mud, it seemed like, and a lot of standing water, and not necessarily like it was last year where you're just tilling up the mud.
Yeah, we were making the joke that last year we found the bottom, and it just filled up from there. So it did look a little bit different. I didn't do a whole lot. I stayed kind of towards the back around the 6 mile marker and the half. Didn't do as much walking around, especially since they took out the Pro Hill wasn't even there at all, correct?
Yeah, so they're I don't know if we'll ever run the Big Buck Hill
Pro
climb
Hill
again from what I hear, but there was a section kind of by the old creek jump that they were kind of going up the creek there that looked pretty gnarly. I stood there waiting to film the first lap, found out that was taken out. So they didn't even run that section. They kind of bypassed them out and around and up the ridge around it.
What about the PowerPoint? Did they run it right behind the start?
Yeah. Yep. So they did run the PowerPoint, and then there was another section beyond the PowerPoint on the other side of the creek that they came down and they ran that section as well. Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot different. I mean, it looked like a better motor than last year for sure. Like, bikes were getting sucked full of water, but I seen a lot of bikes that were relatively clean at the end of the race. Like, it's just water runoff. Like, I seen a lot of bikes, mostly from the 10. Just it looked like a better kind of mud race. But, I mean, I'm sure the guys are cussing me that ruined motors this weekend. Yeah. But it didn't look like a nasty, like, John Penton mud. But it looked like just super sink your bike kind of mud as far as water everywhere.
Yeah, so I got a lot of messages on the OTP account, some text messages like, hey, what happened to Caleb? What happened to Strang? What happened to Cody? What happened to Brody? What happened to JoJo? What happened to that? They sucked water.
Everyone sucked water.
That's what happened. They sucked water. There was a lot of water getting in a lot of air boxes out there. A bummer. Obviously, you can't win the championship at the first round, but you can put yourself behind the 8 ball in a deficit. I mean, all those guys giving up 30 points right out of the gate. We're one race in. We got one drop this year, round 11. But right now, 30 points down, 30 points to the negative from, I mean, brutal conditions to start the season. And I was coming up from actually that spot down by the old creek jump behind the hill waiting for them. And then I saw them running the ridge line, and then I pulled out Racer TV, saw they were already at the 11. I was like, they're not running this section. Yeah. So I told everybody real quick because there was a crowd waiting. Yeah. It was that spot where you saw some videos from Saturday, the quads jumping down off the bank over the creek. Coming up the hill climb road from there is where I saw Strang with a couple help from some mud fleas pushing his bike up that road. And I stopped and was like, yo, you good? And he wasn't pumped. So didn't have a conversation. So I just rode to the beta truck. I was like, yo, Strang's coming up the hill climb road. And then I see Brody and JoJo both pushing their bikes up the main road, coming back from where we were at down there.
Were they close to each other?
Yeah. Like,
could they see each other?
So had to have.
Pushing together.
Brody and Corey were pushing their bike out, and I stopped. I was like, yo, you good? Is it you or the bike? And he's like, oh, it's the bike. He's like, damn. And then keep going on after that, and I see JoJo pushing his bike up the same road, 100 yards apart. Just a bummer. Obviously, it's tough to deal with those conditions. And the thing about Big Buck is we race there a lot. There are a lot of deep holes. There was a ton of water, a ton of runoff, and it was all kind of funneling into the woods. So there was sections where you could stand in it and you're ankle deep.
Yeah.
And then you could step in the next rut over, and all of a sudden you're up to your hip.
Dude,
But it looks the same. Just standing water on top of it, and you pick the wrong line, and next thing you know,
and they all look the same.
Underwater.
They all just like the straight stretch. I think it was on the 6. Is that right? Right where we were standing, where you got the video, Josh. Reckon right, like caddy corner of that. There's that long straight that's full of water holes.
Yeah.
There was one section on the one side where it could look as deep as anything else, and it was 4 inches deep, and the other one dropped a foot. And it's like, holy shit! Like I seen some guys wiping the fronts, and it's pretty misleading. But dude, that place is always so rough, and there's always so many holes there anyway. They just fill up with water. It's okay.
Logan Densmore's already yelling at us. Logan, it was a running joke. We talked about it last week. Thank you, GNCC, for providing a place to race. I, personally, it is what it is. I think representation of the ISDE, the USA, is more important. And there's only so many weekends in a year. We talked about this last week. So, not knocking it. It's just there are some people that are upset that are maybe pro riders. But, yeah, that was just a joke. All right, Logan.
I wasn't joking. I didn't say anything, but sorry,
no,
Logan.
But that is the thing. This Big Buck, you never know what you're going to get. And then, like I said, a mud race at Big Buck isn't necessarily the same as another mud race at Big Buck. And that section that you're talking about, that long straightaway, dude, it was just deep and soupy. I'm watching people bury bikes, and then the pros come around it. And so had to be smart with line choices. Had to have a lot of people out in the woods, obviously pointing lines. And of the crew guys and everyone out there that was pointing lines, they were pointing lines for everybody. So I thought that was cool. They were kind of sending that whole pack through the lines and pointing them out and kind of working together to get a fair race in. But yeah, it was interesting being out in the woods at a race like this. Yeah,
super glad I didn't race because it was just cold and annoying. I was walking around in my overalls and my damn rubber boots. I didn't even bring I didn't even bring a windbreaker. I had to go buy a $5 poncho. Shout out to Moto Tees. I was super curious though. I would have loved to.
The ponchos were $5.
$5.
That's honestly.
I bought 3.
That's surprising.
It's great. But I was super curious like the rest of the track because where we were at, it sucked. Like it was watery, it was cold. But I was curious to see if there was some of those nasty sections we seen last year, sneaking around the track, as I'm sure there is. Like I remember there's a ravine.
Yeah.
Probably halfway through the track somewhere. I can't exactly remember where it was last year. But we crawled through a ravine, and I was like, man, if they're racing that section, that'd be pretty gnarly right now.
Flooded out,
pretty nasty. The bottom would have a lot of standing water, and even that straight stretch we were just talking about, I seen 2 or 3 guys swipe the front end, just moving over to the right side to stay away from the pros. Like all the pros came in. That was probably third lap. There's like 7 or 8 guys in a row within like 10 seconds. And there was guys swiping their front ends, just trying to stop and go over to the right, and they're like just sliding around. And you see, the top 10 and overall clicking gears. So it's pretty gnarly to watch. I liked seeing some of the A guys. Cooper Jones, like seeing Chase Landers way up front. JoJo leading the overall first lap, I believe. I think that's what we decided. It was just so close. Super big equalizer. It's kind of what we talked about last weekend about like seeing technical stuff or hard things at races that really separate the races, because there's a lot of times in the last year that we've seen the tracks are just so fast and there's not really a skill difference in them, kind of like John Penton last year. We've seen everybody wheel to wheel all day long. They ended up separating this weekend, but it was cool seeing the A guys get up to the front so quick, like Cooper Jones and some of the XC2 guys. I mean, they were mixed up with the top 5 in XC1 immediately, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool to see.
I mean, you talked about JoJo leading the overall. Cooper Jones.
Yeah, Cooper Jones from 250A.
Led the first 2 laps, I think.
Okay,
from the 250A class in the overall. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. Last year we saw T-Rex win by 3.5 minutes. And it's kind of, like you said, mud is almost like the great equalizer. When you got quad width ruts and you got tracks that are designed for every rider of all skill levels to be able to get through, And then you put a situation like this where it comes down to line choice, where it comes down to picking your lanes, where it comes down to how much mud prep did you and the team do. That kind of is what separates those guys. And I think we saw that happen. I went live from Pro Row Sunday morning while we were waiting on the women's race to finish up. And there's a lot of people commenting on there talking about Jordan Ashburn. And it's like Jordan is on a brand new bike. He's riding the Honda this year. Got to talk with him and his wife, Mary, for quite a bit Saturday afternoon, I think. And he said he's loving the bike, loves how it feels, loves how it turns. And he showed that this past weekend when he got out in front and he led some solid laps and was blazing trail out there. But then Johnny Gerard, dude, just wicked it up, especially those last 2 laps, dude. Like, just picked up the pace and was able to bring it home and knock off the first win of the year.
Yeah, we seen him come through. We were standing at the last turn off Pro Row on the last lap there. And Johnny come through, and he had a good enough lead where I knew he was all good. And after he came through scoring, he came straight back over, and I guess they power washed the bike off. And from when we seen him, it was probably like a 30-second timeline. He never stopped smiling, and he never let off the rev limiter, just smiling by us. And then he come back by with his mechanic again, headed back to the podium, doing the same shit, he had his feather earring hanging down to his shoulder, and he was fired up. So it was good to see.
Yeah, and that's, dude, a healthy and strong Johnny is a dangerous Johnny.
Yeah.
And I heard some rumors around town a little bit that he might have been hurt coming into the season. Didn't look hurt to me. Didn't act hurt. Good. And he came out there, and we talked about that 30-point deficit if you don't finish the first round. Johnny's the one that got those 30 points at the end of the weekend. So
yeah, exact opposite from last year where his bike died in the gully down there where the hills were last year.
Yeah, we
had to bump start him to get him out of the woods, and then he hung it up for the day. So good seeing him having a good start to the year after kind of a shit year last year, just plagued with injuries and stuff.
Yeah, and not to mention also like a few years ago when we saw a broken pelvis, a broken neck, a broken leg, a broken arm, all of that at the first round. To my knowledge, I don't think any like serious injuries happened. Although, dude, Brandy Richards, who we talk about a ton on the program, who is one of the best women rider in ISD history, one of the best women's riders, period, with what she's been able to accomplish, just casually posted today. She got second, by the way. Casually posted today that she broke her leg, her fibula, during the race on the 3rd lap and finished the race. Not only did she finish, she got 2nd place. And not only did she finish in 2nd place, she did it in the mud where you're using your legs, you're using your body. You got to dog paddle through some stuff. How gnarly is that she breaks her damn leg on the 3rd lap, still finishes the race, still takes home some hardware, still on the podium, and I saw her out riding her e-bike around during the pro race.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what lap she did it on. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. She could have done it in the last turn. It's still just nuts. I mean, goes to show she didn't know what was going on if she was on the e-bike, and I wonder if she wouldn't have had Dr. Tanner check it out, like, during, or if it was, like, the next day it was really bothering her and she wouldn't got it checked out, or I wonder how it went.
Yeah.
So yeah, that girl is tough as nails. Like she has some of the craziest wrecks on camera, like some of the ones from her out in California. Like I've seen so much gnarly shit from her. So it just does suck that I'm assuming she's not going to go to Florida. Like I wonder what her plans are now.
She finished the race. Why not?
Well, maybe she doesn't want to do it now, but like round 1, it does suck that you get hit with something like that. I'm sure it's at least 6 weeks if she does what the doctor wants. So I'm just curious what her plans are moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, too, because the women do have a bit of an advantage in a situation like this where they do get drops. They get, I think, 2 drops for the season. Obviously, the next 2 races are back-to-back, but then I think you got a 3-week break before you go back to racing again. So she could
do it.
She could turn 2 drops into 5 weeks to heal from that. But, I mean, that's a long time. But Florida is also one of the most physically demanding tracks that we go through all year because it's just 10 miles of whoops.
Yeah.
Where you're putting weight on that leg. And granted, the fibula hurts like hell, but you still got the support of your tibia in there. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether she shoots that thing up, gets a little numbness, gets a little adrenaline going, and lines back up down there in the sands of Florida, or if she does take those couple weeks to rest and recover. But then –
yeah, we should have had her
You're riding
on.
with your back up against the wall, and got to finish out the season and make sure that everything goes right for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I'm assuming, though, if you're running around with a broken tibia, not that I ever have, and hopefully I never do, you probably are a little more worried about it breaking worse or, something like that happening. So, me not knowing, none of my business, but it'd be cool to see her take advantage of that, come back healthy, and, most people like that do better when they're backs up against the wall anyway. So we'll see what she ends up doing. I didn't even think about that, them having, a couple drops. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she would take advantage of that 100% because, if it's just cracked, me not know anything, I'm not Dr. Tanner, 6-week, 5-week turnaround, you could be Talladega. Is it Talladega? Talladega is directly after Florida, ain't it?
Yeah.
You'd be at Coker healthy.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah. And
who knows?
Yeah, the fibula is fibula's painful. But, like, for instance, when I did my tib fib, and pretty much everyone, when they do your tib fib, they just fix the tibia and don't even touch the fibula. Like, it'll heal. It'll grow back. So it's like, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a useless bone.
Yeah.
But theoretically, you could just remove your whole fibula and be good. You know what I mean? So that's the situation where obviously any normal, sane person would sit that one out, let it heal. But when you're just talking about a little pain and you probably have maybe a slightly higher, and I'm not a doctor, but you probably have a slightly higher chance of breaking your tibia at that point without the support of the fibula. But it's kind of like an AC separation in that realistically, you probably aren't going to make it any worse, but it is going to hurt like hell. Like, even when I got a rod hammered through my tibia, my fibula is what bothered me and gave me pain for the longest time. Like, my fibula hurt, not my tibia. So it's one of those things where it's kind of risk versus reward. Like, can you grit your teeth and get through it, or do you let it heal and come back fully healthy?
Russell Smith just made a good point. Will Brandy lose a drop already with round 11? I'm not sure how that works with the no pro.
I wonder.
Ooh, because she's going to be at ISDE.
Yeah.
Damn.
I would imagine she'll be on the team. Logan, if you're still in here, let us know. Is the rule written? So, like, obviously, XC1, XC2, they don't get any drops.
Yeah.
So nothing changes for them. Round 11 will be a drop for them. But with lost my train of thought. With the women already having 2 drops, is round 11 just a mandatory drop for them and they only have 1 left for the rest of the year?
Damn.
Or do they still get their 2 drops plus a round 11 drop? That would be worth noting as well. Good point, Russ.
Yeah, we'll see what Logan says.
Big Tom says non-weight bearing.
I just bought a bike off Marketplace, everybody, just so you guys know, while on the show. So, shout out me. Junk KX252 stroke sitting in Tennessee.
Shout out. Also want to give shout out to Dr. Tanner. You mentioned him. SOS, Safety on Site. They're set up at the GNCCs. Dr. Tanner had a busy weekend. I saw him Saturday night. I said, has it been a busy weekend or has it been a low-key weekend? And there was a broken femur, which T's and P's out for that kid, Kane.
Was that on 85s? Or was that on quads?
Little bikes.
Okay.
But, yeah, so that dealing with a broken femur on a kid before he even gets to the track and then dealing with everything after the track. Obviously, a lot of eye washing and stuff going on after the race from what we saw as well. But a lot of storylines, a lot of things to talk about. We are going to get into it, even though we just went on a tangent about some of the stuff that happened this past weekend. But we're going to officially look at some results right now. We're looking at results courtesy of our buddy over at Raymond James, Zach Tussle. Obviously, we're looking backwards to results. Zach Tussle helps you look forward to your financial future. Hit up Zach Tussle, TussleInvestments.com, or find him on the socials. Raymond James, Denver, if you want to give him a call. But let him know you listen to OTP. get a free consultation, figure out exactly what it is that he can do to help you out, whether you're planning to save for retirement or you're already retired and looking for how to manage that money and make it last through your entire retirement. Zach Tussle is the man that can help you out. He is our first recommendation, and a lot of riders, a lot of people that we know use him, and I suggest that you do as well. But he's going to help us look at some results here. We're going to start things out on the West Coast once again, just to kind of go through here and check in with our West Coast results, and then we'll dive into the storylines at the Big Buck GNCC. But taking the win out at the WORCS race that happened in 29 Palms, California. Can you zoom in a little bit on that?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know if you want to see the times and stuff.
I got some good eyes, but that's pretty small up there on the wall.
Yeah.
Taking the overall Pro 450 motocross class win, friend of the program, Mason Simmons gets it done in the premier class 2 years in a row. He wins the 250 championship out there, and he backs it up now, taking the 450 win out there on the big dog now. So good job to Mason Simmons getting it done. Dare DeMartille on that factory beta would come through in the number 2 spot. What? Why does that say STA? I could only think that was Stark. Dare DeMartille is still on a beta, isn't he?
This is BTA.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, dang.
Eyes.
My bad. I thought it said STA. I was like,
No.
Stark. All right,
No.
so yeah, beta motorcycles. That's what he's still riding out there. And then in the number 3 spot on the Yamaha is Justin Hof getting it done, taking the final podium spot in the Pro 450 class at WORCS Racing. As we take a look now at the 250 Pro class, taking the win was Cole Zeller aboard a KTM. Sam Pretscherer on a Honda would finish in the number 2 spot, and Colton Ake rounded out the podium with a 3rd place finish aboard his Kawasaki. No Yamaha representation in the 250 Pro class out there.
It looks like, just bringing it up, is Noah Gordon. Is that one of the, I believe there's brothers who raced Supercross? Wasn't that Features and Supercross? Is that who that is? The Noah Gordon. He's raced a couple of them now. He raced 2 weekends ago whenever we covered it, some of the off-road, so it's kind of cool seeing who
Was that the Gordon kid that's on a Cowie that crashed last weekend?
Yeah, I think there's brothers. I mean, I might be 100% incorrect, but there's 2 brothers that race, and I believe one of them, Big Tom's in here. Tom, is Noah Gordon, is he Moto Kid, right? Is he?
Is that the
There's
Cowie,
2 brothers that
Cowie
did features, and they were both Gordons, I thought. That did features and stuff. Oh, he ruined Tom's fantasy.
Gordon. What's
Tom's
his brother's
pissed.
name? Racing? Come here, Revan. Come here, Racing.
You know what? Or Landon, maybe?
Landon Gordon.
Racing Grayson Gordon.
So that was 250 and 450 Pro, and then there was Open Pro, which I wish they had just an overall, like in general, so I knew who was who.
What's going on over here?
That's my sun drop, dude. Well, maybe you should have showed up on time, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Check that women's pro class. What is? I don't. What
There's
is
an
the
Open Pro class as well.
That's ATV. Oh, you're looking for Open Pro.
I was. But here's Women's Pro. We can go there first.
Checking out the women's pro rider, Lauren Woods on a gas takes the women's pro class win, defending champion, the 1W out there. Maddie Weber in the number 2 spot, and Dana Rayner would take the 3rd place spot in the women's pro class. Rachel Burton in 4th. Thought it said Bruton for a second.
You like that haircut, don't you, Tom? Open Pro MC. There we go.
We found our Open Pro. What? Isn't that Open Pro? Isn't that like from the practice or something like that? It's not a real. I think it's like the practice session that they do the day before or Friday before or something like that.
Well, both of these were Friday, February 13th results, so I don't know. Let's say I have, you would think, well,
Do
the
we have
sand
some West
pressures
Coast
out
people in
there.
here that know what the heck's going on?
Colton
out there?
Nake's in there. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. My bad. Because there's Colton got 3rd in 250 Pro, and he's 2nd practice. So
Local Moto says wrong brothers. Thanks, Locomoto. Locomoto. Someone's got to have that name already.
Loco.
And he says, thanks, OTP, for the continued content and info. No problem, dude. We I don't know about the info part, but we do put out content.
I've been wanting to do this since last year at Big Buck, and this is the first time that I have seen this thing.
Tom found the grip strength.
Did you take it back and redo it and see if anybody got stronger?
No, I didn't. I wanted to do a mechanics one. So the highest one that I saw in there was Jameson Grider, who did it with his left hand and got like 192 or something. He was Jordan Ashburn's mechanic.
How do you do it?
You hit the on button, and then you squeeze it when it hits 0. Big Tom giving her a squeeze. 135.
Is that good?
It's not bad. Seen lower.
So it's good to go?
I think you hit the start button again.
$142.
A lot of people did get higher scores with their left hand. I've been figuring that out. Checking out with our West Hare Scramble Championship going on at the Cupid's Classic. Isn't that cute right there on Valentine's Day? Taking the overall win at the West Hare Scramble was Giacomo Ridandi on the Kawasaki. Mateo Oliveira in the number 2 spot. Leighton Smale hauling the Smale out there. He goes 3rd place overall, takes the win in the Pro 250 class, but finishing out that pro overall, or the pro podium was Zane Roberts aboard his Beta. And then 2nd place in Pro 2 was Dalton Shirey. And rounding out the Pro 250 podium was Ryder Tomaselli. Or no, I got that wrong. We didn't zoom in again. Taking the Pro 2 win was Jaden Donners. Dalton Shirey up in the pro class now. He finished 5th place overall. 2nd place. All right.
Did you say Pro 250 winners, Jaden?
No.
Pro 250 is Leighton Smale.
Yeah, I said that.
Winner.
Oh, you just said
Jaden Donners.
Yeah.
So Jaden in 2nd Pro 250, and then Ryder Tomaselli in 3rd.
Yeah. So the next 250 rider down there, 6th place. 2nd in Pro 2, Jaden Donners.
Good buddy, Jaden.
Ryder Tomaselli would round out the Pro 250 podium. So just a recap, since we got a little cattywampus on that one. Pro 1, Pro AA, Open Pro, whatever you want to call it. Giacomo Ridandi takes the win. Mateo Oliveira in the number 2 spot. Zane Roberts rounds out the Pro AA podium with a 3rd place finish in class, 4th place finish overall. Our Pro 250 class saw Leighton Smale taking the win and getting on the overall box with a 3rd place finish. Jaden Donners in the 2nd place spot of Pro 250, and Ryder Tomaselli rounds out the Pro 250 overall podium. We'll take a look at our women's pro riders from our West Hare Scramble and see what we got going on there. Ava Silvestri getting it done once again. She takes the women's pro class win. Reigning champion Rachel Stout is in the number 2 spot, and Ashley Gage rounding out the women's pro class podium with a 3rd place finish on the day. So that is what happened with our friends out there on the left coast this past weekend. And now we'll get into the Big Buck GNCC and everything that happened out there. Now, we already talked about some of this. We talked about some of the storylines. We are going to get in-depth with our GNCC results because we were there. We know what's going on. And so first, we're going to read you through the results. Taking the win with a big old feathered earring, Johnny Gerard, the new number 80 out there. It did take me a couple laps, but then by the 3rd lap, I couldn't see anyone's numbers anyway, so it didn't really matter at that point. But seeing the 80 out there threw me off for a minute. But
see the Indian feather hanging out of his helmet? Is that how you knew it was him?
Yep. Saw it flopping in the breeze. I said, there he is.
The Chief.
Here comes Chief Johnny.
Chief John.
Chief JG69 Rippo.
On the
80 Rippo.
On the broadcast, I guess they talked about it, or they did an interview with him, and his I guess that's what his grandma or something is Indian, and she calls him Johnny Little John or Johnny Littlefoot or something like that. And so that's what they was calling him on the broadcast.
Johnny
And then-
Littlefoot.
I think it was Johnny Littlefoot. I could be wrong.
Did you see the YouTube video they did? They're over there trying to shoot a
Toad's video?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, so how much, like, what percent Indian are you? He's like, I don't know, my grandma's some percent Indian. He said, what tribe? I don't know. I was like, God dang, dude.
I think he did some research before round one because he talked about it quite a bit, and then when they interviewed him at the end, he said that the Chief is here, and so after that they were like, I think we're gonna switch his nickname to the Chief.
Chief John.
He seemed to kind of lean into it pretty good in the post race stuff and on the podium, and his that yell that he did on the podium kind of cracked me up.
What did he do?
Yeah.
He just did an Indian yell.
Oh, no. Holy
I can't-
shit,
it
dude.
was
No way.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
D-Bird says Johnny Running Deer.
Running deer, that's it. Yeah.
My Indian name was Runs with Scissors.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I think that's what they call dumb people.
Ah,
Maybe. I don't know.
Did you ever hear the joke about the chief? How the chief names all the kids?
no.
It's not good for the program. It's not a good program story, but it's a good one to watch.
Oh, the only one I know is the kid's name is
Two dogs fucking.
Whoa.
The chief said he names the
gonna
kids
say
by what he
humping.
sees, and he's like two dogs, or he's like
No, he said why's my sister named Running Deer or something like that. It's like because after your mother had you, the first thing that she saw was two deer running through the meadow. Why do you ask? Two dogs humping.
Yeah, that's not how it was worded when I seen it. Anyway, shout out John. Glad his name isn't
What do you
that.
say? Running deer?
Running Deer. Underfoot.
He's
Underfoot's back in the chat, dude. He said, "Can you choose your own nickname?" I don't know. I am. My grandmother had enough Cherokee Indian to live on a reservation. I know it dilutes through the bloodline, but I got some Cherokee in me.
Is that why you like going over to the going over to do a little bit of
To the Indian casino.
the casino?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
family.
That's the only
Except the
reason.
one in Kings Mountain's different from the one in Cherokee.
Yeah. I don't know what tribe is the Kings Mountain one. I stopped by there on the way home.
How's
Saturday
that?
night.
You're so screwed when that thing like actually opens up and it's a little more appealing.
Dude, it's like it's happening in the next couple months. Like February,
shit.
March is—they're opening the casino floor, and then
But the hotel and
yeah,
stuff.
the hotel is not going to open until like late next year. But they're opening the casino floor.
You see a bunch of green out there?
What do you mean?
Come on now, Sunbelt.
Oh, I didn't pay that close attention. It was dark. So I drove to Big Buck and home Friday, and then drove back and home Saturday, and then drove back and home Sunday.
You have a camper.
I know, but also I had the worst tooth pain of my life this weekend, and being out there in the freezing cold rain made me want to kill
Let me
myself.
see that thing.
Can't even tell what difference was that one.
Nice.
But
Dude, he tried to drink a water
Dude.
last Tuesday. And
Oh,
he
dude,
about
it's
freaked
terrible.
out. Not good.
dude, I've never experienced pain like that. But I got it all dialed in and fixed in today. But I had that going on, and then Mindy was on her bachelorette, so I had the dogs and the cat, so I had to keep running back and forth. But anyway, got to drive coincidentally right past the casino, so might have stopped in there. I think I've told the story on here about when we did Vegas to Reno the year before last, and Jade, Stu gave her like $100. She put it on Red 19. Red 19 hit, turned it into $3,600, and left it
What?
on Red 19. And Red 19 hit again.
What?
And she 36x'd that and then took her money and left. Yeah, dude, 2 spins. What's 36 times 2? 72? Yeah, 72 times your money in 2 spins. So anytime I go to a casino, I put money on Red 19. No lie, dude. I texted Stu and Jade right after this happened. I walked in. Casino was absolutely slam-packed full and didn't have anywhere to sit down. She didn't let all the money ride. She took like half the stack off. She still let a significant amount ride on Red 19, and it hit twice. She left with a lot of money. And then we had to hear for the rest of the trip how much better at gambling she was than everybody. Because she left Red 19. It was a lot. She left Red 19 ride. But anyway, I walk in the casino. Casino's full. Can't get on a table anywhere. And so I go to the little video poker things.
This was Wednesday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Maybe Friday.
It
was Friday.
This
Saturday.
this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday I went home and went to bed. Friday. And so I stopped in there because it's right next to the car charger too. But I put put some money on Red 19 on the video thing. First number hits Red 19.
No.
I took a picture of it so fast and I sent it to them. I was like, dude, anytime I'm anywhere in a casino, gotta put a bet on Red 19.
Damn.
It's just so weird how that happened in both situations. But anyway,
That's wild.
I digress.
That's not my luck. Wouldn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. I played a lot of blackjack in that casino. And that's the thing, dude. I never really gambled until Vegas to Reno. And then coming home from a Mid-East race, I was like, let me stop by this Kings Mountain Casino and some mobile trailers. And I go in there, dude, and that first night I turned $100 into $700, and it was 15 minutes from my old house.
Jesus.
That was a bad decision because I was going like 2 or 3 times a week. But the good part was that you get up a couple $100, you can leave. Like whenever you're in Vegas, you're like, oh, dude, I got to keep gambling. I'll never have a chance to gamble again.
Yeah.
I'd go into that one and I'd be up in like 4 or 5 hands and I'm going home.
Yep.
But anyway,
Go back the next day.
I digress. I don't have a problem for those listening. Going back to our results. Johnny Running Deer Gerard takes the win. Jordan Ashburn spent some time out in front, looked good on that brand new ride, that Phoenix Racing Honda. He finished his second place on the day. And then a little debacle right here over third and fourth. Nick DeFeo took the 250, the XC2 class win, and put it on the box in the overall third place overall. Stuart Baylor Jr. would start his season off better than he starts it off a lot of years. He gets third place, the final spot on the XC1 podium, but was fourth place overall. Now, I say a little bit of drama here because if you look at the videos afterwards, Stu comes through revving. And I'm like, dude, why is he revving? His bike didn't sound the greatest. I was like, is he just like happy that his bike made it? Like, what's going on here? And then Nick DeFeo comes through right after him, and Nick had been physically in front of Stu for most of the race at that point, or the back half of the race, I should say. So Stu comes through revving, Nick comes through, loops his bike out. And I think both of them dudes thought that they were battling each other for the overall win.
Yeah.
And I think I even left that in my video, if I'm not mistaken. But Nick loops his bike out. Stu's over there congratulating him. They're talking, laughing, going back and forth. And so Stu thought he got the overall once he passed Nick. And then Nick thought he was closer than a minute to Stu, so he thought he got the overall. So they're both celebrating their overall wins and trying to figure out what's going on. And then Stu is still pumped up, excited. The team's around him. It's like a minute and a half later. And someone was like, Johnny was rolling or said something to that point. And he's like, wait, what do you mean? Where's he at? He's like, he won. And he was like, I got second overall? And they're like, no, dude, you got fourth overall. And Stu just like stops and he looks. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, who else beat me? And they're like, Jordan Ashburn. And he's like, so I got fourth? So, yeah, I think those two both kind of thought that they had won the overall at that point.
Yeah.
He did look awful happy in the post-race videos that we got fourth. And I was like, man, he looks pretty fired up. He looked just happy the bike's made it. I think other than Grant, Baylor, right, all the Cowies made it. The Yamahas made it.
Caleb didn't.
Caleb didn't make it.
But his bike didn't break.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I know it was an issue with his eyes. He was over there aggressively spraying out his eyes. But yeah,
Williams made it.
Dude,
but
they
it
hit it.
rough.
They hit his eyes with one of them silver fire tanks.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Like the compressed water air?
Because they pulled in, he got off the bike, they was pressure washing the bike, and there was a guy walking around with one of those things, and the camera turned over. Caleb had his helmet off and had his eyes peeled back like you're trying to get stuff out, spraying water ball in there, and then they point at some guy and he comes up and you just see like really heavy spray going in his eyes, and I think it was that dude with the fire extinguisher.
That's crazy.
But back to the Stu thing. I don't know if it was on the you could see it on the broadcast or it was one of the videos that I watched after. Might have been yours or somebody else's. I don't remember. But Nick pulled in, didn't loop his bike out immediately. He stopped in that rut and he's like pointing back and forth at Stu, and Stu pointed at him, and somebody said, "Yeah, you got it." And that's when he flipped his bike out. Stu ran over there and hugged him. And then you're right, it was hilarious because those guys over there weren't far away. So I don't know how Stu didn't see him sitting there.
Or how the team didn't say,
how
hey, the two other bikes are here.
How he didn't see all the Honda people
or why the lappers in front of him were getting the checkered flag. Because there was 2 people coming to the line, and Stu kind of cut under him. But Ricky already had the checkered flag out.
Yeah, which I guess with so much mud and stuff in your eyes, maybe they didn't see. Because Nick got off the bike, and you could hear him say, like, I can't see.
Yeah. Oh, Nick was bad after the race.
And he couldn't see either, and I think he even said on the podium that he still really couldn't see. Everything was blurry. And, you know, I was thinking about this, like, especially after Caleb saying, because obviously he DNF'd and his eyes were evidently like really bad. I hope those guys don't have issues going forward, you know.
Yeah.
Toth was still having issues yesterday. They posted that picture. Dirt Pics put that photo up. Suddy shared it, said it looked like Clayton Bigsby racing GNCC. He looked fucked up, dude.
But, I mean, you know, it's damn near impossible to keep your goggles on, you know, in those situations. But, man, with how watery everything was, how wet, like standing water, y'all talked about it earlier, like the whole track looked like a freaking river. And, I mean, I've had dirt and stuff in my eyes, obviously not to that level, but I hope it doesn't cause effects for the rest of the season. Yeah, you finished round 1, but, you know, at what point is that going to screw your season up?
Yeah, you'll end up looking like me. That's where you go.
And, I mean, to that point, too, same thing. Definitely not anywhere close to the same level, but that spot at the 6, the second time by, I made the mistake of standing on the outside of the turn. And when they first came by, dude, I mean, I just roosted my whole face, dude. I got mud down my jacket. I got mud through my hair. But a big old spot hit me right in the eyes, too.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm out there, my hands are covered. I can't feel my fingers.
Looking. I was out there watching him, and his bike was so clean. His gear was pretty clean. It was all over his face.
T-shirt.
We pulled up, and he's like, this is bullshit. This is nasty.
I can't tell you how bad my damn tooth hurt, too.
You can't do anything. Like, when your hands are muddy, because I've made that mistake before, and, like, pull your gloves off thinking, oh, okay, all the mud's off my gloves, and, like, wipe your eye. Well, your hand's still covered in mud, and you just wipe it all in your eye.
Dude, I couldn't feel my fingers, and my hands are dirty and gritty, and that stuff was in my eye. I obviously don't have any water or nothing. So I'm out there trying to get it out of my eyes, like rubbing the bottom of it.
Sucks.
It's like putting liquid sandpaper in your eye. And that was just a little bit of roost coming out of a corner. Like, those dudes are trying to chase each other down and battle and just getting slammed in the face.
I haven't rode one of those in a long time. I don't remember the last one of those I rode.
The last one like that I did was 2023 at Boy Scout camp. It was, remember that one? The really muddy one at the Boy Scout camp?
Yeah.
It was bad.
See, and that place gets bad because the parking lot is so well engineered to get rid of water.
It all goes into the woods.
It funnels it all into the woods. But it's just – and so Nick DeFeo, I started filming him at the finish line because Doug Duchette, who works with the Team Green program.
The man.
Doug is like one of my favorite people. Such a good guy. But he had some eye wash bottles, and they were sitting there double fisting, just absolutely hammering Nick's eyes.
That shit hurts too.
Yeah. I started filming him at first, and then I saw the look of concern on him and his mom. Like, I thought it was like, oh, this is a fun little cool situation. And then I quickly realized that it was a serious situation. I put the camera down. I was like, oh, what's going on? But, yeah, dude, he went up to the podium. Dude, he couldn't – oh, it was probably on the Racer TV thing, but, dude, his eyes were, like, purple and red. And he just, like, squinty-eyed, couldn't see nothing. And then Caleb, I just looked up his post while you guys were talking, and, it just says nothing but disappointment and a half-blind eye. Yeah. So I don't think he had bike issues. I think it was just the eyes.
Yeah, he pulled in and, like I said, straight hopped off his bike, and I think when he got off, they was changing brake pads and filter and doing a bunch of stuff. But it was when they went over and he had his helmet off, like, you knew it wasn't good.
Hey, we'll give a shout out though on Friday watching the 85s, watching Crew come through the woods
on Friday
or Saturday. Sorry, Saturday night. Dude, Crew rips.
So I actually watched.
He had 3 pit stops.
Dude, he rips. And he stops. So you have the super minis that come through. Most of them kids are real good. You get to the 85 big wheels. If kids are, you get through the first 10 or 15, and then it kind of slacks off a little bit. 65 start coming. He showed up before. I was at the half mile marker, or I guess I would have seen him on the second lap. And he was gone from the 65s. Yeah. He was in the 85s deep, and he was, like, bobbing and weaving, like, ripping. And I was like, man, that kid fucking fast.
I actually watched Caleb's vlog yesterday, And
I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
it was actually pretty, like you said, pretty good. Compared to some of the ones from last year, Crew was a big improvement. He was ripping.
Yeah,
but at the end of it, they were driving wherever, and hell, he wasn't even able to drive. He had Chandler driving.
Really?
Because he couldn't see. He had glasses on. He's like, I still can't see. Like, everything's blurry.
Yeah. Just with how watery it was and getting that clay and silica and stuff mixed in there and thrown in your face.
And Big Bucks really got gritty dirt.
Yeah.
I talked to a couple guys, and they said, like, first lap, brake pads were gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty much everybody.
String made it, 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the race, if that?
Yeah.
Not
Toad
even
said a
lap.
mile in, lost front and rear,
He said
pressure
his
and everything.
Rear brake pads were gone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's fucked.
and that's not the type of mud you let off and just slow down.
I had some buddies I used to race with a lot growing up at Gearings. All the boys came back for this year to start racing again. And, Friday, when we all were sitting there powwowing around, hanging out, they were all excited. Saturday comes. They obviously know the weather, but nobody really knows how bad it's going to be. And Sunday morning, 8 a.m., the second youngest one goes out. He hasn't raced a dirt bike since middle school. He's 24 years old. And he hasn't rode but maybe 5 hours in the last year. He makes it 6 miles in. And he said, yeah, I'm absolutely not doing that ever again. And then the two boys, Brandon and Colin Gearing, go out. And Colin was racing 250B. Brandon was racing 25+. And Colin makes it a lap. Front and rear pads are gone. He has no pressure. I don't know if he burnt the fluid up. He quits. And Brandon used to run 250A and this, that, and the other, some local pro stuff in Ohio. And he hasn't raced in years. He said, dude, I have not raced a race like that in 10 years. He said, I could not believe how hard that was.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be nasty. And he said, I used to be good at that stuff. But he lost front and rear pads. And he's on a kickstart only 252 stroke. He's like, every time I would stall it, I couldn't even pull the kicker out to kick it. I was so wore out.
Dang.
And his face was fucked too. Like, both eyes were black and purple. And it wasn't worth it. So,
yeah, it was, dude. So, I mean, I like riding in mud because kind of the same thing. Like, I feel a little bit safer going a little quicker in mud because you're not going as fast. Like, I don't want to be going 60 miles an hour by trees. I don't want to be going 50 miles an hour by trees. But, like, in mud, when everyone's going kind of slow, I feel like I can hang a little bit. But, like, out there riding around between the track. So, first of all, every single spot that I had picked out where the problem sections were and where I was going to go during the race all got cut out. So they ended up running pretty much the same track that the morning race ran, and then they cut out some of the sections that was supposed to be in. So then it's like at the last minute, I'm scrambling. And like I said, I went to a couple spots and found out it was bypassed once I got there. So then I was like trying to haul ass to different places, like where I knew kind of where the track was going to try to get to it. And got into some sketchy situations. Definitely hydroplaned a little bit. Definitely lost the front wheel a little bit. But, like, it was one of those things where just riding in mud, it just brings out the joy. Like, for me, just riding not doing it for 3 hours.
Keep that same energy when John Benton's a motor this year.
No, that's different.
I hate Ohio.
That's different. Ohio's the dumbest place on the earth. No, I'm never racing anything in Ohio ever again. But it was just... It's fun to ride in it, not fun to ride in it for 3 hours when you're battling and a paycheck on the line. But me riding around with a camera in between, I had a pretty good time.
Have you cleaned up yet?
Yeah, dude, for sure. Absolutely.
His bike wasn't that bad. I don't think. Was your bike bad?
Wasn't
it looked really
terrible.
clean when I seen it.
So when I was leaving my last camera spot, I did seek out a couple of big puddles in fields where no one parked, where it was just grass still. So I kind of just haul-assed through those. And that power washed it a little bit for me. So I got the bulk of the mud off. But, yeah, I need to go hit it with a pressure washer. Dude, I'm telling you, yesterday, because of this damn tooth and that nerve pain, like the nerve was out, and I couldn't do nothing. Most of the day yesterday, I sat there with a blanket wrapped around my head because heat was the only thing that make it feel better, and then I got it fixed today. So, no, I haven't cleaned up. But I'll get to it tomorrow because now I feel like a new person with a new tooth. But I did, while I was riding, try to cut through some trees, and there's what looked like a little branch, like one of the ones where you just kind of put your head down and let it go. Dude, vine. Thing wrapped underneath my helmet, yanked me off the back of my bike. I didn't fall, but it did yank me off of my bike and had to ghost ride the Yamaha down a hill a little bit. But we got it back up. We got back going. But that was the most exciting or eventful part of my weekend is getting yanked off. Dude, I'm telling you, it took me straight off the back of the bike.
That shit sucks.
But I think your guys' camera battery died, so we're letting it charge up. So for that whole thing, everyone's just watching me watch you guys and intensely listen. So we got it out. But let's get through the rest of our results because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Johnny takes the win. Jordan in the number 2 spot. Nick DeFeo in the number 3 spot. Stu Baylor, 3rd XC1, 4th overall. Angus Reardon also on that brand new ride for him, the Phoenix Racing Honda as well, goes for 2nd place in XC2, top 5 overall. Good showing for Phoenix. Both are new boys up there in the top 5. Craig DeLong put on a good ride in 6th place. Ryder Lafferty, 1 spot off the podium at Sumter, 2 spots off the podium at Big Buck. Ryder Lafferty actually had the fastest time of the day on lap number 2. Oh, did you find one faster?
Keep going.
Ryder Lafferty, I looked through it, and from what I could tell, Ryder Lafferty, lap number 2, 28 minutes, 29 seconds, fastest lap time of the day.
When do we start the broadcast complaints?
They're doing a great job, dude.
No, they're not.
No.
Let's
get through results. Can we get through
Well,
results?
can I make a comment on this first?
Because
on the
you already started, might as well now, bud.
on the broadcast, they brought up lap times and had a whole screen pulled up of the previous lap. Once the top whatever, maybe 10 guys came through. They had an image up there with all the riders and lap times, and that lap, because I was watching on live scoring and I saw Ryder Lafferty's lap, and it was whatever it was, 29 seconds. Whatever the minute was, 29. Everybody else was at 30, 31 seconds, 32 seconds. And it was obvious. All they had to do was look at their damn screen that has live timing up, because you know that they do, because they're refresh, got to see who's in the overall. And they couldn't even see the lap time, and they put up the image. I'm sure they didn't do it, but all they had to say was, hey, he's not on here, but hey, he's got the fastest lap right now, Ryder Lafferty. Give the man some credit.
Who'd they say?
I don't remember. Whoever was on the image is what they said was the fastest.
So the checkpoint system that they use, it puts it in order, and it does say the last lap time. But if Ryder was riding around, he was in third.
He was up there.
He was third.
Yeah, he had
29.
came through when they put that image up. He had already been through. There was guys up there that had come through after him, XC2 guys. And maybe even Cooper Jones and 250. I don't remember if they had him up there or not. But yeah, I'm just guys, I know they got a screen in there that's showing lap times. It's simple.
Yeah, they can see the most recent lap, but can't go back any farther than that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. This was on that lap that he ran that fast lap. So, I got more. I promise, because...
Let's get through some results.
Okay, keep going.
Trying to figure out something else here real quick. All right. Where are we at? All right, so Craig DeLong, Ryder Lafferty, Liam Draper, who spent some time out at the front as well. I think he got the whole shot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
He's on a Yamaha. Ben Kelly, reigning defending champ, rocking that big number 1 plate. Saw him with a different airbox cover, so they must have done an air filter swap. He would finish today 9th overall. Mike Wachowski, 10th overall. Still salvaging some points there. Top 20 gets points. Top amateur on the day, Cooper Jones, who was in contention for that overall spot there early on, and realistically an overall top 5, maybe even to top 3 until that last lap. He ran into some issues there, but great ride from Cooper Jones out there. And if I'm not mistaken, Jason Tino was our final XC2 rider on the podium. So yeah, getting the nod of confirmation from Tom. Jason Tino, 12th overall, 3rd place in the XC2 class. How about Rippy Lippy, dude? Jay Lipscomb. He got his XC3 win in the mud in Georgia, and he goes out there. He's 1 spot. Scroll over, Craig. What was the time difference between him and Tino?
So, right at a minute and a half.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Still,
305,
Lippy,
307.
dude, starting the season off his best.
Yeah, he looked good.
His best overall finish and his best class finish. So shout out to Lippy doing his own thing this year, putting in a good ride. Swole Cole Whitmer
he had that good ride at the sprint too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ripping.
Dude, how about Lippy? Good for him. Cole Whitmer, second place, top amateur winner of the Open A class, and then Chase Lander, 16th overall, and the third place, top amateur, second place in the 250 A class, Jack Walker, right there in between those guys, 15th place overall.
I wonder how many more of those guys were racing practice bikes. We came through just whenever I was getting my poncho and seeing Cole out there prepping a bike, and I walked over to him. He's like, I'm not racing the race bike today. He's like, we're racing the practice bike. He said, if I lock one up today, it ain't going to be that one in there.
There was a few pro riders that raced the practice bike this past weekend.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
And tough for Toth to finish the race. Obviously, he didn't have a DNF, but still scored no points in 22nd overall. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hurtful.
But look at Caleb Wood right behind him, 23rd overall. That's a good ride for Caleb.
Yeah.
What's that in 250A? Fifth? Fourth?
Fifth.
We got Chase in
that's the
second. We got DeLosa in third. DeLosa on the 250A podium. Colton Shields in fourth. Good ride from Colton.
Fifth.
So, yeah, fifth. Fifth for Caleb Wood in 250A class, making the move from four-stroke A up. Ethan Harwell, did he win four-stroke A?
Second.
Who won? Oh, it's up there.
Jigs
Fustini.
Jigs.
Yeah.
He should change that I to an O. Be kind of funny.
Jogs.
You. Sorry.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I thought about that afterwards. Jogs. Braden Baisley up there. So, yeah. Good weekend out of those. We'll switch over to our girls real quick. Check in with them. We talked about on the program last week. Danielle McDonald can be a force to reckon with after beating Brandy Richards at the Sprint Enduro. She goes out this past weekend and goes out and wins her first ever GNCC WXC win, and she gets it done for the opening round, starting off with the points lead aboard her Yamaha. Gets it done. What a ride from Danielle McDonald to get it done. Corey Steed was out in front of that thing a lot. Not sure what happened with her, but she goes back to the number 3 spot to finish. And then Brandy Richards, who we mentioned, who broke her leg on lap number 3, still did a lap and a half more and finished second place on the day. That's her best opening round. So she's been right there in title contention. 2 years ago, had the same amount of wins as Rachel Archer in her championship season. Last year was doing really good, running up front before getting hurt and missing half the season. Corey Steed, obviously rocking that big number 1, the reigning defending champion. Gets some solid points there, third place overall. But like I said, she spent some time out front, so I know she's got to be a little bit bummed about that. Not sure what happened to kind of set her off pace for the day. But I think these 3 girls are going to be battling this entire year. Taylor Jones only does 1 lap. Saw her out at the start. We made a couple faces at each other when people were crashing right next to us, but didn't get a chance to talk to her, hear about her race. I'll expect her to rebound pretty strong when she comes back racing in Florida. Ellie Winland, good ride in the number 4th place spot. Lily Sheets in rounding out your top 5 for our women's pro classes. Boys, I hate to do it. I don't think I've ever done this in the history of the show. You guys take your favorite storyline that we talked about. I got to go to the bathroom.
Number 2 or number 1? How long we got to go?
Just number 1.
Okay.
This is going to be a minute.
Short.
But I don't think I can hold it any longer. I'm trying to get your camera turned back on. Hopefully we got you on here.
Keep it on the results. I'll tell you what we can do. I got an idea.
You want the screen on the results?
Yeah, that one up there. What
Where you want to go?
See. Morning race, we're going to shout out the homies.
Don't get me canceled,
okay.
by the way.
Let's do the overall.
No,
Behave.
all the
You
way
hear me?
down. Just go to sports.
This is it, bud. This is all the way down.
25 plus.
Sportsman A 25
Yeah,
plus.
let's give old Bruton a shout out. Look at him, number P5.
Lincoln, L-Town represent, cuz.
P5, and I think, click on his name, I think he got 16th overall.
Dude, I was out there watching. I never seen him once.
Dude.
Probably because I couldn't tell who was who. Yeah, 16th overall.
Yeah, solid ride for Tyler. Tyler, I mean, you know as well as I do.
Hasn't touched his motorcycle.
Hasn't. He did prep it.
I've seen it.
He did prep it, did some work to it. No handguards because he's got a 2004 master cylinder on the clutch side.
Shout out to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And obviously, him and his wife, they've had a baby, and I think old Henry's taken up majority of their time.
Yeah. Dude, when that boy is ready for
He's a trip.
yeah.
But here's the thing I want to bring up with Tyler.
All right.
Driving home from the beach, looking at results. I know he's racing, right? Because I talked to him literally 15 minutes before. I said, "You going to do this thing?" He said, "Yeah, I'm here. Might as well." I said, "All right." I said, "Oh, damn, keep an eye on you." No results. Nothing on live scoring. Nothing. All 5 or there wasn't maybe 10 25 plus sportsman guys coming through. Refresh, looking for Tyler. Texted Alexa, said, "Tyler good?" "Yeah, he just went by the 12 going into the finish." I said, "Okay." Well, his transponder must not be working, right? Didn't check in any of the laps. Take that back. After they went through the second lap, he scored in like 6, so whatever, but he was a lap down, showing a lap down. I talked to him after the race. His transponder has been expired for like 3 years, and he's too much of a cheap ass to go buy a new one, and he just keeps changing the...
Tyler Brutton.
Yes.
I keep doing the same shit, dude.
Did he cut that thing open and change the battery?
No, he just keeps changing the expiration date on a sign-up sheet. Doesn't go through tech, so he's...
Dude, everyone does that.
Yeah,
Fuck them.
But...
I ain't giving them no more damn money. They work just fine sometimes.
Okay, but if you raced all last year and he didn't score anything, it never worked. I mean, what? Okay, don't give me more money, but why go spend all the money to race if your shit's not going to work? Anyway, I digress. I'm just Tyler, being Tyler.
Still, shout out Tyler.
Hey, good
doing
ride.
Shit,
good
doing
ride,
shit
though.
just like me. I do want to kind of go through here. I feel like sometimes we don't give, because there's a lot of good buddies of ours that go in like the 10 o'clock. Like right now, obviously, they split it for round 1. But just like looking through here, obviously the pro women, Nolan Hudson, a good buddy of mine from Jackson, Ohio, he's like 17. I think he ended up second and 150B schoolboy.
How about Clayton Gant overall in that thing?
Out of Motown.
Local boy, reigning defending C-Class champion, Sportsman A overall winner.
Is that one of the kids there was a big argument about 2 years ago at the C racing?
No, he waxed them all last year.
Oh, shit on him. Okay. You've got Nolan Hudson. So then we come down here. Harrison Schrader, Tyler Bruton. And there was one more boy from Wellston, Ohio. Wanted to shout out Brody Boland. I don't know where he ended up at. Could have sucked water. Looking for Brody Boland. Paul Krause, shout out. Brandon's dad, damn Irvine, California's finest.
Brad Hamrick.
Shout out Bradley. Huh.
That's Barron's boy.
There we go. Todd Gearing, the only Gearing that finished this weekend at a whopping 55 plus of age. All his boys, he shit on all of them because none of them could finish.
Hey, look at that. Dirty D represent. White Painter.
White
74th
Painter.
overall. That's Jason Painter's son. They're friends with the Coffees.
Just looking down through here. Waiting to see some buddies, but I will say it was kind of weird going up to the front line this weekend to watch the start, and it was kind of like a ghost town. There wasn't many people watching comparatively to in the past. I was kind of looking around. I was like, man, there ain't nobody here.
I got one more. First 3-hour race
Oliver
he's ever done.
Yeah.
Buddy Oliver, he I don't know if you've ever met Oliver, which you have. You know Oliver.
Yeah.
He's a trip, man, but he finished, which I didn't know this till after, but I didn't even know he was racing. Finished second overall in Vet Bis. Good on him. I'd seen my message. I was like, man, dude, good job. And I think he finished 90-something overall.
Yeah.
So,
also, want to give a shout out here to Vet B. Oh, no, just kidding. Senior B rider, Bob Raber. That name sounds familiar. He's from Black Mountain, North Carolina. Longest time on the track.
I was wondering if you looked that up.
We like to dig these out when the going gets tough. 4 hours, 4 minutes, and 56 seconds for Bob Raber in the senior B class, finishing 124 overall, completing 4 laps out on course. And also, when conditions get like this, it's real easy to kind of throw them checkered flags a little early. They let them run this weekend.
Yeah, they did.
The women were over 2 hours in the morning, and the men, Johnny's time was 2:57:21. So getting the money's worth and getting the whole race in, even with the conditions.
Yeah, we had buddy of the program too, Kevin Campbell, first in Junior B 25 plus.
I have a rant about that too.
About what?
The race time.
Why?
Because if there was any race that, hey, we're going to cut this one to 2 hours, I think this would have been a good one.
Nah.
And,
Let them run.
well, here's my thing. Craig, what are you doing?
Well, I accidentally exited out. Mind your business. Tell your story. How about that?
Here's my thing: the pros, maybe even the top A class 250A, Open A. Let them run. But your guys, your vet guys, guys that are paying for everything out of their own pocket, just to go out there and have fun. Maybe later on down in the year when bikes are trashed anyway. But your first one, like you said, a lot of people are running practice bikes. Been prepping all winter and come out and have to run for 3 hours. How many guys sucked water in their own bikes?
Yeah, but them dudes are the first ones that complain that I paid for 3 hours. Give me 3 hours. Why are you cutting a race short? We drove here from Pennsylvania to come race, and you cut it short.
You might be right. You probably are right. I'm just saying, if there was one to do to run short for the guys that are paying for everything out of their own pocket, I think this would have been a pretty good one.
This might have been one, but
this would have been a really good one.
Dude,
and like God, what was the series that used to do a 2 hour cutoff? Like everybody run.
FTR does that, I think, because you kept talking about Bollinger making the cutoff.
Yeah, but this was a.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember which.
It was the old AMA East Hair Scrambles is what it was. They'd run one bike race, have your Pro A, B, C guys, everybody. Well, they'd have a BC cutoff at 2 hours. So when you come through at 2 hours, your B guys,
Oh, yeah, they just pull them off.
you pull off and let your A guys run. Something like that. I mean, maybe something to think about going forward, to where your pros, they still get to run the full thing, which I don't. I think they should, the pros. But there's been races that there's been races that haven't been this bad. I think of the last Georgia. That was, it was muddy, but it was nowhere near as bad as the year before, which they did for 3 hours. And then cut that one. It was the one that Toth won.
Yeah.
The first one he won. And cut that one short. And it's like, why? I don't know.
Just sack up and put AM and PM together, like the Kentucky one in 2013.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was good stuff.
X Factor, they combined the morning race and the afternoon race and ran them all 2 hours.
Yeah. Well,
That's what they did here.
how much is that due to the amount of people? Like the X Factor, what was the turnout, right? So if you combine both of them,
I think combined that race was like 400.
So it was super low.
With both of them, yeah.
Wonder what the pull up the morning and let's see how many people there were.
Part of this past weekend, and I don't know if it was as big of a deal.
Two of them.
Yeah, just do 10 a.m.
I don't know if it was as big of a deal for the people that were actually racing and running it, but for me and spectators, like, not only was it raining all day long, but it was also in the 40s. Like, it was low 40s. It was
cold,
freezing cold, and nonstop rain, and that's what made it tough. As someone
180,
400
was riding around and not having the heart rate going as if you were racing.
Yeah, so I don't know that you could combine them all.
Maybe 600.
Over 600. That would be tough. But I don't know. I do think maybe
they could have had one morning race if they wanted to.
Yeah. So.
But I bet all the people who in like the Sportsman A and the women's pros are really glad they didn't.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet that would suck.
Yeah. Make it interesting for everybody watching.
Because I didn't watch much of the 8 a.m., but I can't imagine like the older guys, like the Masters 60 and stuff. I bet they didn't love it. A lot of them, just in general, or the kids, the 150C guys.
I'm a fan of the adjusted schedule and running the mini bikes on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that. I wonder what the the GNCC employees. I wonder what they think of it. Like,
because it is a lot
longer days.
It is a lot on Saturday. Between all the micros, EMTB when it's there, all the four wheelers, and then run the youth bikes in the afternoon,
and then Stasics racing under the lights afterwards.
Yeah, racing until 5:30, and then Stasics after that.
But the youth kids got the best draw out of all of this because they still got to race a good dry track.
Oh yeah,
like that would have sucked to have all them little bikes out there in them mud holes first thing in the morning
for sure. So
with low clearance and little tires.
Yep.
But no, it was we're officially underway. The season is started. Obviously, this coming weekend is off from the National Series standpoint, and then we'll go racing down in Florida to kick off Bike Week. The next weekend after that, we'll go to Talladega, which hopefully we get good weather at Talladega for the first time ever. Yeah, I know there's only been one race, so hopefully that one turns into some good weather and we get to see some racing. There were some things in our notes. We got our shared notes in here. A couple things that I didn't really know about. I think, Tom, you were the one that put him in there. Grant Davis on the number 2, spent some time out in front. Obviously, don't think he finished the race or something might have happened, but don't know what happened with that. Do you know anything for sure from that? I haven't seen a post from him, I don't think.
No, I haven't either. I also haven't looked, but I did hear May have injured a hand. Like I said, don't know. Haven't seen his post or anything. That's completely hearsay. But I did just pull this up, and I figure we could pull up XC2 as well. But I figure we need to talk about the guys that didn't finish, and had DNFs. But him being one of those, and like I said, I would assume he DNF'd because he sucked water. But there is possibly a hand injury for Grant.
Well, shout out to Bill and Lori, Grant's parents, Grant and Nick's parents.
Bushlight Bill.
Dude, they're so cool. Talked to both of them over the weekend briefly, but they listen to the program, so maybe they can drop a YouTube comment. Let us know what happened to Grant.
What happened to Grant Baylor first lap? Because he came through way back.
So
then he looked fine, from the videos I've seen.
I get back to the pits, and I get word that Grant Baylor thinks he broke his femur. And I'm like, excuse me, what?
That's not good.
And go back there, and he's standing on one leg taking his pants off at his truck. So I walk up and I'm like, so I guess you didn't break your femur, huh? He's like, dude, I thought I did. He's like, at first I could have sworn it. So he hit a tree, and I don't know, banged up leg, knee, thought he broke a femur. But
what lap was that?
Apparently it looks like the second.
Well, because first lap when I seen him come through, he was, like, I'm talking way back. So I just wonder if something happened right off the start where he was way back. Like, he was way back and still racing when I seen him.
Back in XC1 or back in XC2, guys, too?
Way back. Past XC2, he came through, and he was right there at the half where you first seen me, Tyler. And I was like, man, he's way back. I just kind of assumed that he got stuck or something happened. But
maybe he crashed on the first lap, but just got it around to get a lap in and log a lap and headed back from there. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to figure out what was going on with it. They just said that was the news coming at me at the pit, so I don't know if he was out in the woods and got pulled out on the second lap, or like I said, maybe he got back on the bike, came through scoring, and went back to the truck. I'm not sure.
He ought to talk to his teammate Josh, and he could probably tell him what it feels like to break a femur. And I feel like when you break a femur, you broke a femur.
Yeah, I hope I never know.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's scary.
It's no.
But I mean, that's the weird part too. Is Grant Baylor doesn't seem like one of the guys that. I think he would know what it felt like to break. So I don't know. There could have been a hell of an impact.
Yeah.
Might have a crack in his femur for all we know. I don't know.
Yeah.
One snapped in half. Can't confirm that. But yeah, Cody Barnes was looking good out there. Obviously back on the beta, new bike for him. He was a factory beta rider before, but never got to ride any of the four strokes. Sat down, talked with Cody quite a bit. He's really enjoying that bike. I think halfway through the second day at that Sprint Enduro, he found out some bike settings that he wasn't quite sure on. So he told me about their redneck engineering for that, and kind of just not redneck engineering, but made a change and didn't really gather the data after he made a change, just made the change, see if it would work, and then he won the final three tests of the day and set the fastest enduro time, so it worked. So he got a new sorry, had a text message come through, lost my train of thought. Got a new bike set up, carried that into the weekend. I'm sure he was looking forward to having a good day. Obviously, Strang sucked some water and didn't finish. Cody Barnes, I can only assume the same thing, sucked some water and didn't finish. Do get confirmation here that Grant Davis had an electrical issue and he did not crash.
Okay.
Good.
And that's coming from reliable sources,
Well,
whose names may or may not end in Davis. So yeah. So
Well, like I said,
sounds like no injuries, no issues
not,
for Grant Davis. Just an electrical issue. A lot of water, electricity aren't the best of friends.
nope. And then I was gonna say I did a wellness check on the Beta Boys yesterday evening. Swung through there on the way home from work. Nobody, was hanging from the rafters or anything like that. So they're all.
How was Dirt Bike Dennis?
The
mechanic for both of those bikes.
I did not talk to Denny. He was in the middle of washing and cleaning up, but we made eye contact, and he might be the one most on the struggle bus. Maybe behind Josh.
Dude, I felt so bad. I was talking to
manager.
him before the race, and he was getting some stuff ready, and I got to talking with him, and I guess he's looking over Cody and Josh's bikes throughout the week. I was like, dang, dude, that's going to suck. Like, if you get 2 DNFs in one race.
Oh, you spoke into existence.
I didn't mean to give him the announcer curse, but I also didn't think that it would happen the first race.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, situations like this, dude, it's freak accidents. You can't point fingers. Denny's obviously a hell of a mechanic.
Yep.
Those bikes obviously tested and proven. The 480 is what they're racing on the West Coast. It's what Strang's been on for a year and a half now. So, all of these things, all of these issues, dude, it's just it's freak stuff in tough conditions. But I was laying there thinking about that last night, about having that conversation with Denny. I was like, damn, dude, now I feel like such an asshole.
Yeah, he was. He looked like he was not happy, which obviously none of them were. Other than Kai, I think that's Kai, did make a comment. He's like, "Hey, we finished.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Don't care what position." Jack had a good day, but
Jack kept it running.
he said, "Hey, we finished. That's all we had to do was finish."
Yeah, they'll rebound. They'll bounce
for
back.
sure.
We'll get down to Florida. I think all them boys run good down there in Florida. Thad Duvall putting on a good race as well. Tough go for the Racecraft Husqvarna team. All of their bikes didn't make it. I don't know about the amateurs. They got a couple amateur support riders, but JoJo, Brody, and Thad all ended up not making it to the finish. But I mean, same thing, dude. These conditions. Toth. Look, Toth, I mean, a lot of people don't realize or kind of forget. You move into the next year, everyone's excited for everything. Toth snapped his femur in half.
Yep.
A few months ago.
Yeah.
I would doubt a regular person would be cleared to go play pickleball. And he's already raced 2 races now.
Yeah.
And back on the bike. So figuring it out. He's back, obviously, in the XC1 class on the 450 this year. I haven't talked with Toth. I'm sure you have, Craig, but he fell right in front of me. Tom, we were talking about that at the beginning of the show. I think I'm just bad luck for Toth. I think I just need to turn around when he's coming through.
Did you get the video of him hitting the? Was that you that got it of him?
The
hitting
dirt
the root
picks video.
And
No,
flipping
that was Clint with dirt picks.
Okay. Yeah.
But
he slid out in front of you.
yeah,
I saw. Yeah.
in a puddle.
Yep.
And I went to go help him up, but he was already grabbing the clutch and standing in front of me. So I was like, I don't know where to grab the bike. I don't know what to do.
I saw that, and I was
So I just
gonna
filmed it.
make a comment to you. You may not want to do that. Any assistance, because I don't know how it would work, but technically you ride a motorized vehicle being media to different spots, and you know how things are, getting stuff on video, and I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. So I've thought about that. So when he ran out of gas right in front of me at Camp Coker, that was one of those situations. He's like, dude, take me back to the pits to get the thing. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. And he jumped on the back of my bike. And I was like, if we move, you cannot continue this race.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I can't help you. I'm on a bike. You can't get a ride back.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, damn it. And he got off the bike. I was like, I'll go let him know.
Well, see, I don't even know that you could do that.
But I'm not. I would have to.
I don't
think
know.
you can do that and nobody would say anything because he's technically not. I mean, he's going just making sure. I mean, maybe you could just call. I don't know. I don't think they would say anything about you riding out and saying, hey, this guy's out of gas, and they could go do the proper things. But
I think I don't know. I don't know. Might be. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just saying because some of the
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
wild stuff that's been accused and before, and people come out of the woodwork to protest.
And with the people I work closest with.
Yeah, I might be something, and any other media person that's on a bike going around.
But I mean, that's also one of those things where, like, I guess that would be worth asking, because I'm not directly affiliated with a team, and that's intentionally why I don't wear any team branding stuff. Even so my Yamaha deal has nothing to do with Ampro.
Right.
Like, this show, my Yamaha deal, myself, have absolutely nothing to do with Ampro. It's
all
with
a media
Yamaha Motor Corporation. But on race days, I don't even like to wear Yamaha stuff just because I don't want to blur that line.
Yep.
And obviously work with Stu and the Cowie team to get media for them. But same thing, I'm not directly affiliated with the team. But, yeah, I am credentialed media for GNCC. But to me, like, you got Hollywood and Jeff and Lollipop and all them dudes out there on quads where if something happens, they're radioing back and getting help, getting assistance. So, I don't know. Might be something.
But they work for the boss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And all this stuff was made up. I didn't see anybody this weekend. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't help anybody at all. I was just making all that stuff up. It was all a big lie. But no, that would be worth checking into. But, like, I don't know. Same thing. Like, if Toth falls in front of me, I'm gonna want to help. If Caleb falls in front of me, I want to help.
Right.
If Cody falls in front of me, I want to.
Right.
I like all these guys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Yep. Just a thought.
Yeah, I know. Might be worth checking into. Logan, you still in here?
But speaking of that, I mean, he was on the broadcast quite a bit and was running up front. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked
that
good.
looks
I was
pretty good on
pumped, dude.
that,
I
yeah.
kept seeing him throughout the day, and like I was pumped for him. And it was kind of a bummer too. Like, Thad's one of those dudes. Like, we don't know how many years he has left. I don't think he said anything.
Well, I think I saw something somewhere that somebody said this was his first season opener. I'm pretty sure I saw a post that had a comment from him or Maggie or something, and the comment was that it was last season opener. So
See, and that's kind of what I've thought and been operating on. But I haven't seen him publicly say that. But it's one of those things. Like, he put out his post, and he's like, his only goal for this year was to finish every race.
that didn't work.
I was
That didn't
like,
last.
damn, dude. Like, Thad's always been like one of my favorite dudes. Like, he's one of the first people that stuck up for me when I started taking photos, and a lot of those guys, like that core group of guys, I got to know really well at Full Gas, because Full Gas, you're talking in between tests, they're in staging, I'm chatting with them, and then you're hanging out Saturday night waiting for Sunday morning. So it's like a lot of the riders I got to become friends with at the Full Gases, and Thad was one of those dudes. He was a champion while I was announcing at Full Gas, and got to know him real well. And so, yeah, I like to see him do well. And so when a post like that comes out where he's like putting together a good race, or like when he broke his neck at Camp Coker,
That was brutal.
like, dude, running up front, running really good, and then that happens, and like right there in front of me. And same thing, I take off running over to him. It's like, what can I do?
That was the moon booter shot that he had. Has he ever been on the show?
Had to have.
We need to get him to call in sometime.
Yeah,
I think
I think more interviews.
I think he would be a fun person to talk to on the show, because he's been around for a long time.
Yeah. No, he would be a good one. I think that's all the people in XC1 that didn't make it to the finish, dude. Ryder Lafferty, man, he, like I said, he put on a good ride at Sumter. He put on a good ride yesterday. It'd be cool to see him keep working his way up. We're looking at our XC2 guys. Gavin Simon, did he line up?
He did.
Okay, so he just didn't make a lap. Gavin Simon obviously battling with JoJo for the top amateur spots the last couple of years. He moves up to the XC2 class as well. Brody Johnson was putting on a good ride. Obviously, he had a good showing at the Sprint Enduro. He won the first Mid-East of the year, and was trying to continue and build on that success. Ended up not making it. We talked about that. JoJo Cunningham, same thing, not making it. Christopher Paris.
I've never heard that name.
I've never heard that name.
Yeah, where's he from?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Speaking of doing wellness checks, if anybody lives near the Racecraft off-road shop, you might want to go do a wellness check on them.
Dude, that's what. So I was sitting there thinking about that. Like, the factory guys, like, you blow up a bike, you got parts. You know what I mean? You got motors, you got bikes, you got parts. I don't think, I could be completely wrong, and I'm talking out the side of my neck right now, but I don't think that the racecraft Husky team is factory supported. I think they're buying bikes.
Yeah.
And so I start thinking about that. I was like, man, all 3 of their bikes blew up. And it's like now they're on the hook. Like you gotta get those bikes going and replace them and be ready to go racing in a couple weeks.
I don't know that JoJo's blew up. He had a stator wire get broke off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so
I'd say they still open that motor up.
I'd say
that engine still doesn't go to Florida. That's the bad part about it. I mean, for KTM, I know from just being up there, they have motors in Pelican cases. So they pulled the motor Monday morning, shipped it to California. They sat the other engine out of the Pelican case, put it in the frame, brand new motor.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to them at all. They could blow motors up every week, and the guys over at the shop, it's just another 40-hour week for the guys building them.
Services. Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely a big deal for somebody who's got a. And I was thinking about that too. Like if me and you went and raced Big Buck on our 450s, we're screwed. You know?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was bringing that up earlier about
it's not
cutting it
good.
short.
So, especially not everybody knows how to rebuild a 450 or a 250F motor. So you got to find somebody. A lot of guys got to find somebody to rebuild it.
I mean, that's easily $1,500
Yeah,
on the low end.
I'd say as long as it depends if the head's bad or not. But yeah, I mean.
And like all the guys that bought a brand new 26 in the off season, bring it to Big Buck, blow it up. Oof.
Yeah. So I was telling somebody I need to find like an 06 YZ250 laying around just for these races.
And then it rains in Florida and you got a week turnaround.
Yeah. That's why they canceled John Penton that 1 year, is because they had the mutter in Indiana. It was the X Factor that year.
Yeah.
And it was a 1 week turnaround, and there's so many rigs that were kind of messed up and bikes that blew up. That's why they canceled John Penton that year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
makes sense. It probably saved a lot of people's points for that year.
Yeah. Definitely something to think about. So
check XC3. Oh wait, it's not there.
Not a big XC2 class. And I wonder if that was weather induced, but I wonder if we're going to see that kind of going forward. I mean, awesome to see 15 or 16 guys
sick.
in the XC1 class. Like, that's badass. But makes you wonder.
9 on the second row.
Yeah, and you know, you're starting to see support where years ago, right, when the XC1 class was huge and the XC2 class was new, right, all the support was in XC1.
Yeah.
You've seen 20, 30 riders on the XC1 class. All the support was there. Everybody wanted to be there. The XC2 is the stepping stone, right? Well, XC2 obviously has evolved to be a legit pro class that you can arguably make a career in. Like, obviously, XC1's still the goal, but like DeFeo, Gus, Tino, I mean, those guys are the 3 on factory bikes this year, right? And Jack. But we're starting to see more support go down into the A classes.
Oh yeah.
Where you have like Cooper Jones. I mean, I don't know what his level of support is, but he's on
He just bought a King Ranch today.
what looks like. I mean,
So he's got something.
What looks like to be a factory supported KTM ride.
Yeah. Same thing
Landers
with the Whitmers.
Landers on a factory Honda Phoenix.
Yeah. JoJo the last couple of years, I mean, he'll be the first one to tell you, hey, I didn't have any way to make a living in XC2. Nobody wanted to offer me something. But, you know, Kawasaki had me a salary in a 250A.
Yeah.
And then Honda had him a salary in 250A.
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing you see with somebody like, you know, just
Landers.
talking to Cole Whitmer and before the race, you know, he's like, I asked him the same thing. I said, hey, well, you want to go up to XC2, XC1?
Yeah.
He said, I'd love to. He said, just don't, you know, there's no support for me there.
So I guess kind of what I was getting at, it was like, and looking through these names in 250A, like,
The Whitmers in the past.
you know, that's what, yeah, and Martinez, he's on and Caleb Wood, they're on Stu's team, and I mean, they're under a rig. It would be cool to see that support get put back into the XC2 class, because it's kind of, I mean, end of last year and this year, we're kind of starting to see that XC2 class support, in a way, dwindle down.
Which is kind of what we've been talking about for years, needing to happen.
Well,
and now,
but now the support's in
going
258.
to amateurs.
Well, that also might be actual contingency through Kawasaki or whoever it is. I mean, that's why a lot of guys in A-Class were riding.
See,
Kawasaki's,
I don't
'cause they're
know how a
making
lot of
good money.
them other deals work, but like the guys under Stu's rig, like they all have individual situations and individual like Collier works at the Shoals and basically works his ride off, and then Caleb Wood, his parents own the Shoals, and Stu's aunt and uncle, and
Which, I mean, every situation is different, but like,
but obviously they have earned the spot to be there on that program.
but why couldn't Cooper Jones and Chase Landers be in XC2?
Well, so same thing. I can't talk to all of it, but I know like Chase signed a 2-year deal, 250A XC2.
Yeah.
So his deal is backloaded for XC2 next year,
Right.
but another year in the A class this year.
Which, like I said, I get it, amateur support, but just seeing, and maybe we're just in a weird year for XC2. But that class is going to be pretty light, from what it seems like for the year.
I said the same thing, I think, to you on the line when we were watching them. I was, man, it's kind of weird seeing XC2 so small.
Yeah.
Fast guys in it, obviously, but it's just like I remember a couple years ago, it was like there was the first like top 3, maybe it was when Ben and Josh were in it. And then after like maybe the 3rd and 4th place guy, it was a lot of guys that blended in A class pretty quick. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, now the guys in XC2 are, rock solid.
And like I said, we've been harping on it for years to build the XC1 class up, and we have that now. So, like, I feel like we're talking out both sides of our mouths a little bit. But, ideally, you have 2 pro classes that are full and legit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the, the ultimate goal.
But I mean, of those XC2 dudes, it still is a stacked class.
Yeah,
it's just not as many as like usually that XC2 row is shoulder to shoulder covering the whole starting line.
Yeah.
And then this past weekend, it looked like the XC3 row.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like show up, like why are you even going to the start of the 10 o'clock race to pick your spot in XC2?
Yeah.
If there's 9 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go pretty much wherever you want.
And I think some of it too is the amount of local series that people can run and actually make money at. Because back in the day, you'd always see everywhere that they'd have a race, you'd have your top local pro either bump up and run XC2 or run XC1. Even years ago. And I don't feel like there's guys doing that anymore. They go to the A classes.
Yeah.
Like for Delosa, for example. I mean,
He ran some XC2s last year, and then he ran pro class at Mid-East all year, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, is he planning to run all of 250A this year? I don't think so.
I was going to mention too. Nobody knew. I don't remember what his number was last year. Like, what's his number primarily been?
Who?
Delosa.
41.
Dude, I seen him every lap, and there was like 4 or 5 of us because he had a jacket on or a poncho. I was like, who is number 51 on a Yamaha? And I couldn't pull up scoring.
Looked like,
and I was like, who is that? Looked like Noah Walker. All black Yamaha, 51. That's who it looked like.
Who was I'm drawing a blank.
I don't
Easy
know.
for you to say.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was.
He was down at
But I was
the
like, who
Shoals
is
for a long
51?
time. Local boy. Shows up, rides rips a 125. Now some.
Oh, Callaway?
Yeah.
Johnson.
Callaway.
Oh, yeah, Drew.
Yeah, Drew. He always ran 51.
51,
Yeah.
Shout out Dylan Royer from Brazil, Indiana. He won the 150B class on a Yamaha. He commented on here and asked if we talked about every class. No, we don't.
Did 150B race in the morning?
But I did some
it
quick
should be on
investigative journalism, and I found out that Dylan 107 is Dylan Royer, who does ride a Yamaha, who did win the 150B class.
Well, hey, buddy, Dylan, good job. There was 2 of you, and the second place guy only
Dude,
did
give
2
him
laps.
a break. He beat him like 2 hours.
He only did 2 laps.
Dude, he smoked his ass.
Hey, but good job, Dylan.
Suck it, Jagger.
But
Oh, they're battling in Indiana. Dylan, do you guys battle it out at IXCR or what? Are you rubbing this one back in? The
Dude,
whole
that's
drive back
weird
to
to
Indiana?
me. So there's a 150B in 3-hour, and then there's a 150B schoolboy in the morning class.
it's got an ages
12
on
to
it.
17.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Who else had a really light class?
I think the rest of them are pretty solid. Eli Childers winning 25 plus A.
by like 7 something
Yeah,
minutes.
did good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was ripping.
Yeah, shout out Eli.
Kept that thing running. Deshaun Horton.
Man, 344. That's tough.
Yeah, who got 344? Oh, Sean Bevington from PA.
Yeah.
Brandon Gearing, Jackson, Ohio. Shout out, buddy. Hour and a half.
It was a long time to be out on that track.
Made it an hour and a half. Nice.
What else we got, T-Ship? Lead us in the show. You've been kind of quiet here the last little bit. What you got? Come on.
Trying to process everything. So see what we got
Got
going
buddy
on.
Matt McCormick here.
I think we covered everything on here except for this. I don't know what this is all about.
The second to last one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
new to me.
I just want to know what your sticker deal is for your XC2 bonus win and overall podium and an XC1 podium.
So those that aren't watching live, we have collaborative notes between us three, and one showed up in here and said OTP bonus structure, which I did not know about until right now. We can figure something out. Last year, I supported some riders. You know, I paid some entry fees for several riders and did some other entry fees based off performance. Like if a guy had a standout ride, I'd go pay the $100, sign him up next race, and I try to just do little things like that. I really don't talk about it on here because one, it sounds weird, and two, like I don't want people messaging me every day like, "Can you pay my entry fee?"
True.
But it would be cool to come up with something like highest finishing privateer, top amateur.
That would be cool.
Dude, something where like
Tom's trying to get an
Where it
NCHSA
matters.
paid for here.
Yeah, no,
Tom's trying to get a
I got
OTP promo.
I got a bonus structure with artistry florals.
Tom still got an entry fee on OTP waived from last year.
Do I?
Yeah, remember there were several races where I said I'd pay your entry fee to race, and then you just never race. Oh, you got hurt. You hurt your knee or something.
That's right. Oh, I forgot all about that. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah,
Take you up on it this year.
we got you. No, it would be cool to do something like that, or maybe like fastest lap time, like Ryder.
We still hadn't even got it. That would be cool for the whole race. The OTP fastest lap award.
So I was gonna do. I tried to design some graphics. You know, like the Harbor Freight, like little 3-pound hammers. Mm-hmm. I was gonna get graphics made for one of those and make it like the OTP Hammer Down Award.
Yeah.
And make it to where like who gained the most positions overall on the last lap, or something like just something to like hand out and do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to come up with something.
But no, we're still not talking about. I mean, I don't your stickers on the factory Cowie bikes.
Oh yeah.
That's where this is coming
that's what
from.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh
You not put that together?
no, I didn't. Well, because last year I did a helmet deal with Lyndon.
How'd that go?
He raced a couple races, never heard from him again, and then he gets a new rod, and then Asphalt pays entry fees on the West Coast.
Probably a pretty cheap deal, wasn't it?
No, that's what I thought you were talking about. But yeah,
No.
I didn't actually talk about. I don't know if that was supposed to happen.
Shoot a couple text messages to make it happen.
It's on 70 sets of graphics now, so I guess it's happening. What did you say, Craig?
Were they on the bikes this weekend?
They were not.
Oh, they weren't.
I've come to learn that it is a national enduro deal. But it was in the photo shoot for the year.
That works.
Um,
So they have different sets of graphics printed for GNCC and for National Enduro?
well, they have different bikes.
Still the same front fender on every single one of them.
Yeah, but it's different number plates.
It's not on the number plate.
Is it?
Well, do you think they're gonna swap their fenders for each race?
I thought the pros were.
Oh,
keeping
you're
the
saying
same number
keep the
plates
front
now.
fender the same? No, they just have a National Enduro kit and they have a GNCC kit.
Do they have different? Obviously, they do have different sponsors for the two different series because you got the shaft on the GNCC. So what's up with that?
Hey, I'm happy with what I got. And that was kind of a weird one, too, because it was like, obviously, we support the best bikes on the track, and that's Yamaha. But we're a
I
media
didn't think
company
about- I didn't
that's
think about
all
that.
encompassing. So, like, I really wanted to post it because I thought it was cool shit. Because I got to the Enduro Friday night, And we were just hanging out in the rig, and I was talking to a couple of boys on the team and looking over the bike and just kind of looking over some things. And as I'm like walking away, I look and I see a giant OTP logo in prime real estate right in front of the front number plate on the fender. And I was like, how did this happen? And it was one of the amateur bike. It was Logan Reniger's bike. And I was like, is this just on your bike? He's like, no, dude, it's on all the race bikes. So I was like, this logo is on Stu's bike. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, this has to be a mistake. Like, we talked about it, but I don't think that this is where he picked it to be.
Yeah.
Well,
that's.
But I wanted to post it because I thought it was pretty badass.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. I mean, if Stu did that for you, out of the goodness of Stu's heart, but
well,
Yeah, what a sweet
or
angel.
if it was a mistake, it makes it even funnier. So
I think it's goodness of his heart. Part of it is goodness of his heart, but there's monetary involvement and it's sponsorships on a factory team. For those that let me see if I can get this on here. So
maybe go to mine and Craig's.
I don't think that this is a conflict of
Let me
interest.
see.
You know what I mean? Because Yamaha sponsors me, and now I sponsor a team. You know what I mean? So this is the Red Bear factory Kawasaki bikes with big old OTP. But I mean, that's prime real estate. That's good placement. I thought that was pretty cool. Considering for years I did this little podcast in my coffee table in my underwear, and you guys just couldn't see me at
You're
the
still
time.
in your underwear.
He's got blue jeans on.
So yeah,
Hey,
Hey.
pretty cool.
if it fits, it ships. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You see that last comment?
Yeah, I just saw it now. Kevin McClellan is trying to stir pot. Let me tell you something. So,
Dude, I don't care.
well,
many
I
Zins
joke-
you gonna
because
put
they-
in?
Well,
but I kind of do because one.
Well, you're not saying it. I am.
I know,
You didn't watch the broadcast.
But
You
it's-
don't ever watch the broadcast.
It's my program, and whatever gets said gets taken out on me for
Give
whatever
him my
reason.
phone number and tell him to call me because I
So what I was getting at is
didn't know we were in a socialist podcast here. We couldn't freedom of speech. We have
Yeah.
literally we have whoever the hell this is standing on Pat McAfee, who says you're a fanboy of, literally says whatever the hell he wants to. Now we're bought and paid for and can't say what we
Germany,
want.
1939, dude.
So
asking- I just asking-
let me finish my thought here. So, if we see something wrong, or if we see some stuff going on, we talk about it.
Okay.
Not afraid of that. That's perfectly fine, perfectly legal.
Well, let me talk about it.
Do I bite my tongue even when people think I'm saying bad things? There's still a lot of tongue biting going on, and so you gotta ride the line. You know what I mean? I got a media credential. They are the biggest, and it's not even just them. Like any series, if anything happens. But so what I'm getting at now, doing the media for the National Enduro Series, I post one little thing. And all of a sudden, these National Enduro people come out of the woodworks, correct me. Everyone comes out. They're talking crap about sign-up, talking crap about gate fee, talking about the track, talking about the trail, talking about the arrows. And I got to handle all this stuff.
So am I one of those people?
No, I'm just saying. So part of
Tell them to talk about these nuts.
my new mindset going into this, and especially like when Logan calls me out on the round 11 thing, I mainly do that because there's riders that listen to this show that are not happy about that. So it's more of like a little inside joke to them more than it's me talking about. But what I'm getting at is we've been critical of race series in the past. When it deserves attention, we call it out. We get critical. We're the media. We talk about it. But now I'm the one that has to answer these people that are pissed off about National Enduro. And so then I think about...
We're at the Enduros too sometimes.
Good thing
I know.
we're not pissed off about National Enduro. We're pissed off about it's not even GNCC. And
What I'm saying
I
is-
say we.
Now that I got
I.
to take some of the heat from the public, it makes me a little cautious of giving heat back out to the public.
Welcome to having a successful podcast where you reach millions, billions of people. Are we at the bees yet?
I mean, with video views, yeah.
Okay. Billions of touches, whatever. Welcome to it. And technically, you brought up your credential. My complaint is with Racer TV, not with GNCC. So I'm not bitching about GNCC. It's about Racer TV.
Your complaint's not about Racer TV either. It's about individuals.
Well,
God forbid you work 10, 12 hours and you can't drink 2 or 3 beers on the way home. Sooner or later, it's going to be communist country.
that video is hilarious.
I mean, come on, bud.
There's only...
Our Instagrams ain't private. Bitch at us in the DMs. We don't care.
Mine is.
You're just private?
Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. We only have 40 people.
I'll give you Tom's number. All you got to do is ask.
No, I don't do that either. I mean, I'll give him my number. So, do I have... What, are you gonna silence me?
I don't know what you're trying to say, but it's going to be personal attacks that people are going to blame me for.
It's not. It's not just one person. It's the broadcast crew. They need to do better as a whole. They do.
I also don't ever watch it. I have seen some things that 100% were, you have Craig DeLong go across, and there goes Trevor Bollinger with numbers. You can see the numbers a couple years ago, obviously. But I've seen that many times, I'm not saying I'm the best person in the world to do it either. I would screw it up too.
What was the year that it was Mason Simmons? I might have this backwards, but it was one of those KTM guys, and they're like, oh, there goes Simon Johnson. Simon Johnson ain't even at the facility.
Yeah, I think it was Camp Coker last year.
And he was on a Yamaha.
No,
he's on a Yamaha.
No, this was a couple years ago when Mason was on the Trail Jesters team. They were both on Trail Jesters.
Yeah. To that point though, you're in a cow field, putting on a race to the internet, and I've been at the switchboard in the Racer TV truck switching the cameras. I've been on a camera at Racer TV, and I've been in the announcer booth at Racer TV, and they give you one screen to look at.
I'm looking at the same screen they are.
Who knows how the feed is coming through? The feed is not always as clear coming in as it is going out. So sometimes you really can't see. And this past weekend, everyone's brown. I'm 3 feet away from people, and I don't even know who it is. Yeah. So they're just playing a little devil's advocate.
Yeah. You've been there.
Trying.
I haven't, so
trying.
let me bitch.
They're trying.
Yeah. My argument, too, is I misspeak on here so much and stutter that it's hard for me.
Yeah, you know how much shit that we say wrong on here?
Yeah. I will say that. Like I've seen them be good, and I bet those guys for 3 hours. We do the same thing. We have, specific things we're talking about, and those guys are sitting there looking at, mile markers coming through, and they just have to sit there and talk and talk and talk. You don't have to, guys. Just so you know, you don't have to just sit and talk. I can listen to raw videos sometimes.
We got 2 computers, 3 phones, 8 phones when Tom's here, and we still
they do
look stuff up and get it right.
They do.
We got 2 days to prepare.
Have to sit there for 3 hours plus and talk about and try to keep everything rolling. I'm assuming that's what their job has to do. Like they can't just sit there and stop talking unless they're taking a break. But that would be terrible, I think, to sit there and just try to talk about the race even when there's nothing to talk about. They got to sit there and have little storylines to talk about.
I'm not saying it's easy. By no means. I'm not saying I could do it or do a better job. I'm not saying it's easy. But what I am saying is the GNCC series is the premier off-road series in the country. World, maybe.
And to that point, it's the premier live broadcasting, too.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Let's get some premier broadcasters in there. Here's what's frustrating is...
The old GNCC announcer is a Supercross announcer now.
You listen to...
Damn good.
You watch...
Reach is good.
So unfortunately, I wasn't at the race this weekend, and I had to watch the broadcast. So you would think at round 1 you would have your stuff together and know who is racing what and in what class. Right? Like you'd think you'd do some studying over the off season and know. And it doesn't feel like on the bike side that the guys know who is who and who is what and who's going, you know what I'm saying, and who's on what bike racing what class. It doesn't feel that way. And there was times clear as day that, here's an example.
These are the opinions of Thomas Caldwell, and in no way reflect on the podcast.
For example, Josh Strang didn't make a lap. Never scored. He never scored, right? Never made it to the finish line. He never popped up on their live feed results still, right? Cody Barnes, I think he was credited, 2 laps?
One.
Okay, so he went out on, halfway through the second lap, whatever. There were camera shots of a beta coming through. Oh, there goes Josh Strang right up there with the pack. Old dog's still up there running with the boys. And obviously no slight to Josh, but how hard is it to look at the results and say, look, Josh Strang hadn't come through.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me they don't get reports from the field. Josh Strang's in the pits. They never mentioned, and it wasn't just Josh. It was other people that went out. They never say anything about JoJo going out. They never, whatever. And maybe they didn't know. But there was a camera shot of this poor kid. Came into a corner, fell over, right? Picked his bike up. As soon as he got it up, dropped it the other way. He walked around, got on his bike, picked it up, went to throw his leg over the bike, clipped the rear fender, fell back the other way.
Oh, no.
It was bad. And Josh Strang comes walking out, picks the bike up, gets the kid going, right? On the last lap. It was the last lap. That was the first time they even realized that Josh Strang wasn't even racing. And you know what they said? Oh, Josh put his manager cap on, went out there to help the boys. No, he didn't. He didn't. He DNF'd on the first lap.
Dang.
That kind of stuff.
That stuff could be said, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me that they don't have the live scoring up, knowing who's checking in, who's not checking in. JoJo was leading XC2, looking damn good, leading the overall until Chase Landers checked in. And
Cooper Jones.
So, what'd I say?
Chase
Landers.
Yeah, Cooper Jones. See, I'm not perfect. I suck too. But so you would think somebody that's popping up, leading the overall, leading XC2, first race in XC2 of the year. He do one last year? No. Yeah, he tried one. DNF.
Yeah, DNF.
So you would think, right? Your leader goes out, doesn't check in. Oh, hey, JoJo didn't check in. Wonder what's happening. You know what I mean? Just that kind of stuff. I mean,
I would say if it
and
give him a little bit of credit because it's a mutter.
It was a mutter, but granted, you might not be able to see people on the screen. But there's your phone. They got to have the live results. The live feed up on the results side. And when you see somebody not check in, okay, let's damn figure out what's going on. What happened to the live, like the pit reporter that goes into the pits? They get him on screen. Hey, got this guy in here. He's out.
Yeah.
I feel like there wasn't any of that this time either. And it could be mud. It could be the rain. I get that, but
no, I mean,
it's not just this year. It's
they do have the scoring computer there that they can see. So even if you can't tell who someone is on camera, like that backup scoring with the computer goes off of transponders. But then like Stu's transponder wasn't working, and he's still out there running third, and no one knows where he's at or what he's doing.
And I get that. I get that, but I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
There's a lot. There's a lot. It's not like it is really good. It's hands down the best coverage that the series has ever had with the live feed and the drones. Oh my God, the drone! Let's park that thing and get some more cameras out there. Except at Georgia, that was the only place that was good. But it is good, but there is a lot of room for improvement.
And I mean the scrutiny in that too is like it is now. So like NGPC has a live show now, and it feels a lot like Racer TV. And the Racer TV guys are going to be doing the J Days this year. So like there's some more live feeds popping up, but like up until the past couple years, GNCC and Racer TV was the only way that you could watch live off-road racing. Yeah. And so that in itself is a step up of what anybody else is doing. But at the same time, you are the premier series, and I mean, they claim that as well. And whether they claim it or you claim it or anyone claims it, you look at the numbers and it's true. Yeah. But then also with them putting that broadcast out there, it opens you up to this subjectivity and to this, I don't want to say criticism, I guess it is constructive criticism. But like it puts it out there, so like they're one of the only ones putting it out there to have a product to improve on. So yeah, it is cool that they have it, and like I'm really good buddies with Adam Gordon, who's the director of Racer TV, and I think there has been a big jump since he came on board, and I know he wants to improve a lot of things, and he recognizes where it's at, and he recognizes where it wants to go, and talked to Adam a good bit this weekend. But yeah, I mean there is those things like. When it's little things like that, it's like, yeah, like a little bit of homework and a notepad and looking at the computer, you can kind of solve some of these. Like, there's a difference in technology and getting camera shots and stuff back to the woods, getting the live feed out, and then the people that are there to speak on it and see the facts and present it with the facts. So, like,
or have someone sit
I get
there
where you're coming
writing
from,
it down,
but
writing
that
these
is
little storylines down, so not live.
That is a hard position to be in, but yeah, I mean, it's just like I say a lot of stuff wrong, but.
And one thing, like I will
people tell me when I'm wrong too. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and like I said, yeah, it maybe it comes off rough and whatnot, but like you said, it is constructive criticism. Like I want it to be the best it is, or I wouldn't be, I wouldn't bring it up, right? Whatever live feed, it is what it is. But like, for the product that the series has, which is obviously huge, and it shows with how many people show up, watch, and how popular the series is. I just feel like your main broadcast, that your live, it could be better. And one thing that they did do this year that was cool, and I did like it.
What is your vendetta with Racer TV? I just see all the stuff coming my way after this.
That's fine. It'll be okay. Just tell them it wasn't you.
Love you, boys.
But one thing that was cool, they did a lot of like interviews with the riders, like one-on-one stuff, talking about the off season and whatnot. I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of get some in-depth and behind the scenes info from those guys.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I like the interviews and like the little segments of. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to go back and look at the Big Buck broadcast. I usually try to do that before Tuesday.
Yeah.
Before we do the show, just to like, because out in the woods too, like I don't have headphones in. I'm not listening to the race. Like I only see what I see and like talk to who I talk to and get information. So I like to go back to the broadcast to see if there's anything that I missed or like something that was shown on the feed that I didn't know happened. And so I haven't had a chance to go back and listen to this one because, like I said, spent yesterday like an ostrich with my head buried.
Yep.
And then, but yeah, so I haven't had a chance to go look at it. But like some of the stuff that you're talking about, like I see that. But it is also cool to like have the broadcast and be able, like you said, not making it a big buck and having it. So it's one of those tough things. Like we're all here in this room because we love this sport, and I think everyone can say that. We all follow it closely. We all talk about it on a weekly basis. So like none of this, I don't think you're coming from like a bad area. You know what I mean? Like it's all this is how we consume the sport. This is the product that we have to consume it, and I think you're just saying. Let's make it the premier one. We just want to.
I want it to be the best it can be.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's obvious room for improvement.
But to your point, the ad that we talked about last week that they put out for the announcer was for a pit reporter. So now now that Mikey's gone, they had Jackson doing the call outs and the play-by-plays, and then I don't know what his role was on the broadcast, but he was doing the start line, and then obviously Zach is still there, Johnny's still there. Racer TV, give me a call. No, I got too many other hats to wear.
Get the hell out of here.
I know.
I did see.
I like it though.
Did see a comment in the chat earlier about scoring loops throughout the track.
Yeah,
they do still have those, and they do still check, as far as I know, but they don't report back to. And the actual scoring.
So that's one thing that I've always asked about because they have 3 checkpoints out in the woods.
Yep.
They got a check at the first quarter, the middle, and the third quarter. And they scan, and they use that for backup scoring. So, like, if all of a sudden a rider gains a minute and a half and they have a blown check on check 3, they can go back and see that. But I don't understand why that, especially with, like, Starlinks and the Racer TV camera setups that they have, like, why can't those checks update real time for the show? Because you're talking about a 35-minute lap.
So
a lot can change. So it'd be nice to like get those gaps throughout the track.
I did notice this last year. I didn't notice it as much this weekend. You know, they put the scoring up on the left side, and at the end of the year last year, it would change throughout the lap. And I wonder if that's what that was, or if it was just what they seen on screen.
So I think a lot of what you're talking about is Adam Gordon that I mentioned. He's the Racer TV. I guess I don't know if he's director, producer. I don't know what they call it, but he's running the program.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that is when people radio in, or like even if I see something like someone blew up or someone was it like when Grant crashed, like I'm texting them back. I'm texting him like, "Hey, Grant's down." Or Grant hasn't been by. I'm at the 3.
Yeah.
So like I'll try to feed information back best I can, but I think that is him physically manipulating the scoring bug when he hears something. I don't think that was electronically through the checkpoints coming back. I think that's him changing it.
I wasn't sure if it was, because it seemed like last year it was when they would see him on screen throughout the lap. That's when it would change, which I thought that was awesome, right? So I thought that was a good improvement. Instead of just being the previous lap scored, then you see him come through at the 5 mile marker, and Johnny's gone from 3rd physically to 1st physically. But where that can get weird is, I guess, with the XC2 and the 250A guys up in the mix too. But they were doing that last year, which was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of that is just getting radio calls back in. Because, like, Hollywood, he gets his spots kind of like I get my film spots, but he can cut a little bit tighter chunks out because he don't got to set up and do it. But, yeah, I'll see him running the same routes every time, and that's all he's doing as a spotter.
Yeah.
Like, spotting back to the Racer TV and to the officials of, like, hey, it's Johnny Jordan Stu, and now it's Stu Jordan Johnny.
Right.
And kind of going back and forth and working on it from there.
Whoever CTC 250F is, he's a big T-Rex fan.
He saw me at Big Buck and spoke to me.
Hey, T-Rex is
Shout
by far
out.
the best dirt bike rider in the whole series. XC1 next year. Well, yes, he will be an XC1. No, he won't. Not necessarily. I was thinking enduro title.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the best one in the series. Why didn't he win Sunday?
Not too far off.
No,
but
he wasn't. But
Very good.
he is
Yeah,
good.
not
he
by
is,
far.
He is
is
good
good.
at the dirt bikes.
he is good in the mud. He is good in the mud at Big Buck for sure.
I don't see any way that he's XC1 next year. Because even if he wins the XC2 championship,
Yeah, he'll back it up.
defend it.
Yeah,
If he doesn't win the championship, I don't see why he would move up.
he's so consistent. Is he?
I don't know if the results say that.
If his
that's-
bike makes it.
A lot of the results don't have anything to do with T-Rex. You know what I mean?
True.
Well, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. You know what I mean.
Joe Thomas did ask if any of us are heading down to J-Day. Tyler, you going to Florida next week?
I don't know. Mindy, am I going to Florida next week? See if I get the text.
She'll put it in the chat box.
I thought she was going to be in here. When's that start?
We gotta get her trained up. The goal is
we
for
ain't
her.
trained up.
The goal is for her to be running this stuff, so that way when you guys say stuff and ask me, I'm not zoned out because I'm monitoring
It's literally
8 different things.
3 buttons and 3.
Yeah, she's got it, dude.
3
Yeah.
knobs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get her on the program.
I mean, you want me to tell her how to do it?
We'll get her dialed
She has
in.
to watch these knobs, see where we're at. If we're
Yep.
yelling and it gets in the red, she needs to
If it's
turn it
high
down
in the
a little
red,
bit.
yeah, turn it
down
down.
a little bit. And then, just
Couple little minor
Hey,
setup things. But
Mindy
then
said yes,
it's-
Florida next week.
once
There
it's
you go.
set up, it just runs itself. You just hit 1, 2, 3.
Does that mean you'll take my 450 for me?
Mindy says we're going to Florida, so I don't know. Maybe we'll be at J Day.
that'd be cool. I do want to try to go to the club MX one,
Yeah, I'd like to do that one.
whether I'm down there to watch or
Although I thought that one
it moved.
did it.
Didn't? Yeah, it did.
Because I thought that was one that I want to go to,
Mindy, I think you could do it.
but I think that is on K-Dub's weekend. Let's see, J-Day, SC. There's 2 SC rounds. Is it the first one or the second one?
First one CGI, I think.
Oh, so it's the second one?
I think so.
Oh, then we're good.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is.
April 25th. If it's April 25th one,
Hold on.
I think it'd be cool to go to that one. That first South Carolina round,
Club MX is March 15th.
Yeah.
March 15th. I don't even have that on my schedule. March 15th.
That's what it says. It's
That's
supposed to January 8th.
That's like next weekend. 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
Round 2 Club MX GP is locked in for Sunday, March 15th. So this is up to date East Coast schedule.
Yeah, he changed that a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
I
It
never
changed
looked
for
at
some
the thing.
reason.
Yeah, because it was originally April 25th.
What is
March 14th is an off weekend for me. That's the weekend after Dega.
Yeah. Yeah, I also would like to go to some of the J days. I think I'm gonna go and do some sweeping.
Yeah, the
Some of
original
'em.
one was April 12th. And it got changed to March 15th.
Oh, there's U.S. Sprint Enduro this weekend. Is
Yeah.
that the one in
Georgia.
D. Smith, let us know. Yeah. So Sprint Enduro racing this weekend in Georgia. Craig, Mindy liked something you said. I don't know what it was.
I said I think she could do the switchboard right now.
Run the 1s and 2s over here.
Oh, this is pretty cool that J-Day's putting up who's confirmed to be at the Boswick.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of. I think Zach Osborne's racing
Let
it.
me go through it. It just says Evan Smith.
Oh, your camera died again.
Taylor.
Now that I know that
Beckwith.
Mindy's watching, we can ask her why the camera keeps dying.
Gavin Simon.
He won't.
Dead.
Tell him.
Taylor
Dead camera.
Jones. Jigs. He's going to be down there.
Jogs.
Jigs.
Jogs.
Jugs.
Yeah, no, on
Kyle
I
Murdaugh.
kind of wanted to
Jake Abbott. Ricky Russell.
ride local
So
this weekend.
Ricky Russell's going to be in Florida. Probably see-
Allegedly.
He's confirmed. J-Day.
He is.
On the Cowie.
I'm gonna be there on the KTM, boys.
Zacho. Tyler Medaglia.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be cool.
T-Dags.
Um,
I don't know. Maybe we'll try to make it down there.
yeah, be cool.
What else we got? Any other storylines we missed? I think we ran through everything on the notes section. I think we covered most things related to Big Buck. We covered some West Coast stuff. If you're shopping on Rocky Mountain ATV MC, don't forget to click the link in our bio, or if you're listening to this on a podcast afterwards, click the link. It's in the description of the podcast. You shop as normal. We get a small commission off of that. Doesn't cost you anything. We just take money from Rocky Mountain and invest it back into the program so we can come up with some sort of OTP bonus structure.
I just bought some clutches about an hour before the podcast, so
Did you use the link?
I've used the link 4 times in the last week.
My man.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, you can find that link. Shop on RockyMountainATVMC.com with us, friends of the program. Get a little bit of kickback. Appreciate you doing that. Hit up Zach Tussle for your financial needs. Is there anything else we're missing? Oh, this weekend's an ISD qualifier, apparently.
Oh, sick.
Ooh.
So that should be a pretty star-studded lineup.
You going?
Probably not. I got 2 weekends off before my wedding, and one of them is that Club MX weekend. So
Speaking of that, does he know about Friday?
What are you talking about?
what's Friday?
I don't know.
What are you doing Friday?
I don't know what's going on. All right. Is there anything that we're missing?
If anybody has a clapped out 06 and up YZ 250 that's blowed up and they want to sell it to me, I'm looking. Hit me up.
Kevin Campbell.
I'm
No.
assuming just because of the
don't know.
mud. Maybe just.
Oh,
A lot of issues.
Fire Racer TV's fault.
Here we go again. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to On the Pipe podcast. Thank you, Tom and Craig, for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you were watching this after the fact, don't forget you can watch it live with us on Tuesday, somewhere around near close to, not long after 7 o'clock on Tuesdays Eastern time. If you want to go back and watch the video episodes, if you go to our YouTube channel, you can click the live tab and see the recordings of previous episodes, and also check out our raw videos. There was some other video ideas that I had for this weekend, and then Sunday came, the rain came, and my face wanted to exit the chat, and so everything kind of went down the shitter. But hopefully we'll get some more content, some more stuff rolling out this week. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Craig. We'll see you next week on the Pipe Podcast. See you later. Bye.
See you.
Bye.